So yeah, the session 8 of the Secret of 12 Crystals Ancient Evils. Go ahead and get us started off here with an introduction. Our adventurers last left off in the city of River's Keep, helping out the captain of the guard. I don't remember what name we gave him, so let's call him Furtgund.
Furtgund?
Furtgund.
Furtgund.
F-E-R-T-H-G-U-N-D. Furtgund from now on.
I'm pretty sure that is like the village idiot's name.
Well, he pretty much meets that description.
Everybody watch out, it's Furtgund. Furtgund!
Furtgund.
More like first dumb.
First smart!
Yeah.
That's what the random name generator gave me, and I committed to it. So, much better than John. Anyway, so you were entering the arena for him in order to expose one of the combatants who he thinks is cheating by either using magic without anyone knowing or by some other method. As you guys get in the arena and start preparing yourselves for this task, you hear lots of shouting coming from down the corridor. What would you guys like to do?
Listen in with my very good ranger ears to hear what it's saying. Oh, it's okay. Well, let me role play this actually.
You guys all hear it, so you just hear it extra good with your ears.
Oh, okay. So we all hear extra good, or is it just like specific people?
Well, I mean, you have elven ears, so you're always, I guess, you hear it a little better, but you'll hear it. You just hear it a little better.
Okay, so I'll be like...
You get extra hearing in the frequency ranges of like 10,000 to 12,000. So like the really high-end ranges.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you'll hear a dog whistle, he won't.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean... and like a dog whistle sounds beautiful, like we just don't get to know that. It's like the most amazing sound ever. Dogs go crazy because they can't comprehend its beauty.
Yeah, it's basically celestial. But anyways, so what do you guys like to do?
Listen into that conversation.
Well, they're actually shouting as if they're like fighting, like they're like, "Where are you? I'll kill you," kind of like that.
Oh, sneak in to get a closer look.
Okay. If you're legitimately sneaking, I'll need a roll.
Oh, sure thing.
If you're
do
just
you
like
have them-
kind of being casual and not just running in there with guns blazing, then you don't need a roll.
Wait, Jared,
I
question.
I
Wait.
want
But
Question, Kade!
wait,
Jared, there's
Yes.
no... Okay, fine, go.
gosh,
I just want me and Ajazor to just walk in normally while Steph is just like bouncing from like object to object to hiding.
well, that's what you guys always do. She's always sneaking around, hidden with her bow.
and I just
because
wanted to look as ridiculous as possible.
as long as they don't see her, she still gets advantage for the surprise attack for the first hit, anyways. So,
Okay.
But anyways,
Jared.
yeah.
Is there a map of the area? Because if so, I'm not seeing it.
No, I do not. I have a map of an arena, but it's the actual arena, not the innards, which is what you're in. So it's going to be Theater of the Mind for now. But I can bring you to the River Town map. River's Keep, not River Town.
Yay! Where's the arena?
And the arena
Maybe
is
the
right
big
there.
arena part.
Yes! There it is. Sorry.
What's an arena?
Mhm.
Arena? No, thank you. I'm vegan.
RNA.
RENAA. Wait. Okay, so alright. Yeah, I'm gonna sneak in. Well, just gonna do my crazy sneaking abilities while everyone's just like walking down the hall. Do you want me to? Okay, so you want me to roll?
Yeah, roll. I like. Everybody makes some. Has everybody got their character sheets open and ready to roll? Because I usually have to start the session with a roll just to kind of make sure everybody's got their shit ready.
What's the roll for?
No, you don't need to roll. I'm just kidding. She does though.
I
But if I have to wait more than 10 seconds for your first roll, I'm going to be pissed.
I already rolled.
okay,
alright.
Jared, I have a question.
Yeah, you start sneaking and you knock over this rack of armor. Like you're just like, oh,
Rack
okay,
of
I'm going to
chairs.
start sneaking, and then like, I don't know, maybe you didn't see it, or like one of the guys shout and it spooks you, or I don't know, Kade farts. I don't know, something knocks you
I do
off,
not
and then
fart.
you hit queefs. And you hit the this thing rack of armor, and it goes clank 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 clank, And
Nice.
you don't feel like you're very well hidden at the moment.
Does that garner the attention of the people arguing, or are they just
No,
loud?
they seem to be fighting. It sounds like they're fighting for their lives, so they're not.
Oh, wow,
they're not
okay.
focusing in on anything. Yeah, it sounds like they're like in combat. So.
Okay, I try to play it off as casually as possible, like meant to do that.
Yeah, totally meant to do that.
Testing their
That suit
awareness.
armor.
I didn't like that armor.
Question.
Stupid black shadow realm armor. Teach you.
Question.
Sure.
Mike is playing on my computer, and I can't really access his character sheet to roll for him. So.
Oh, I can help you with that.
Thanks. Or you can just roll for him, or whatever. We just need to figure something out for that.
I'd rather you roll for him. There you go. You should have full access. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to approach this area.
All right, let's approach the area.
All right. So you guys continue down the hall. It's a bit of a trek, but you know, let's say you guys were here on the edge. You guys go all the way like to here. I'll just draw it out. It's not that big of a deal, but you're here and you went like all the way around to here, and when you get there, you notice that there's these three guys, and they seem to be surrounding like nothing, but it almost looks like they've got something surrounded, and they're like, "Oh, we got you now," and then they go to stab, and they almost like one almost stabs one across them. He's like, "Hey, watch it!" And so they seem to be fighting something, but you don't see what they're fighting.
Okay, so, alright, Vivian's like, can anyone make out, like, what on earth is what they're fighting? Should we ready our weapons or anything, just in case it's something lethal?
Well, as you say that, one of their necks gets slit open and falls to the ground, and you have no idea what did that to his neck. So
Okay,
clearly something must be invisible. It's pretty obvious at this point.
Invisible? Wait,
Or
I
you
have
just can't. Or it's got a really good stealth check.
Okay, wait. Can I detect magic? Can I use that spell?
You most certainly
Wait.
can.
Wait, there's one.
Remember, you don't need
where
to
I
ask
can-
me if you can do something. You can just say I'm doing this.
That is true. Hold on.
Jared,
I have.
can I ask you if I can ask you to do something?
-1 action point.
I know there's a type of. Sorry, I'm like refreshing my mind of what my abilities
That's
are.
What is it you're trying to do? Maybe I can help you.
Yeah, detect like what kind of thing that's invisible. Like I know there's a way
See
that
invisibility?
I can check I'm sorry?
Do you have see invisibility?
I do not. No, but it's more like detect like what kind of
There's the-
creature. You know, I'm just gonna do.
Oh, you
detect
mean
magic.
like knowledge nature, like a roll like that? Is that what you're saying?
kind of like that? Yeah, where it's like maybe I can tell based. I'm just.
Well, you
trying
don't
to
see
figure-
anything, so it's kind of it would be a very high DC.
You know what? I'm just gonna do detect magic.
Okay.
Yeah, to see if there's like anything just actually so like is it like for sure we know that it's invisible, or is it like hidden from our view?
You don't. You're pretty. Give me perception checks. Actually, or you can use your passive perceptions, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Just for reminder, if you go to your skills tab, the number in the blue column is your passive. So if you go to perception,
Oh, it doesn't matter because I rolled the 20 anyways.
yeah. So you can either use your passive or roll in this case. It's either or.
Both are the same. Like my passive is 20 and I
Yeah.
rolled
Well,
a.
once you roll, you're committing to the roll, so the passive no longer counts. So that's my rule, anyways. So
That's fine.
Vivian, you rolled a 20. You think you see kind of. We've all seen the movie Predator. You know how he's invisible, but every once in a while you'll see like an outline of him.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of think you see something like that, but it's very brief. And you think you see it as he cuts the guy's neck. So.
Whoa. Okay.
So as he attacks, or it attacks.
Mm-hmm.
With my roll, I see it, but it was definitely boxers.
You didn't want to see it. You're like, I'm too good to see this thing.
Okay, so it's so Vivian. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know why it's attacking.
Well,
So,
now that you kind of see this outline, you might be able to roll a knowledge to see if you can kind of figure out what it is.
Okay.
So, again, another roll.
Turns out it actually is the predator.
You could roll me a knowledge nature.
Okay.
Because this would be appropriate in this world, or you can roll me knowledge arcana if you have it.
I think I would have been better with the nature because I'm actually proficient.
Nature.
You might have been better just like picking up the nearest pamphlet and using the information.
It makes sense that you don't know what this is, so you have no idea what this is.
Okay. I do not know what this is.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so Vivian's kind of like, I don't know what to do here, because it's like, well, obviously, this thing is very aggressive, but should we...
Well, what do you guys want to do?
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
All right. I don't even know. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether you're making a joke or not, so I just fall for it every frickin' time. Son of a bitch.
That's fun. So we're just wandering the halls, and people are getting destroyed in the halls. Is that what I'm understanding from this?
Well, these are the only people you see.
But we're just in the halls, like we're not in the arena, right?
Yeah, you're like in the out, like where the red roof part is here on you're underneath.
Right,
that,
but is that like? I mean, we're talking like maintenance tunnels, or
yeah, it's where like the warriors get ready, like all the swords and the armor's held, locker rooms, well, the bathrooms, the concession stands. No, it's where pretty much all of the combatants get ready, and it's just a quick way for people to travel from one end to the other that are part of the.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out to the thing killing people, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Okay, you think you hear what sounds kind of like a hiss, but that's about it.
Can anyone do the predator?
I was actually gonna do the. Oh yeah, right. When was the last time you heard the wind go hostile to you?
Nice.
Okay, so I hear a hiss, and then what? Steve, does it move? What is it? Just staring at me? Like?
Well, you don't see anything. You didn't even see the outline of it, so you may or may not even be 100% sure what's going on.
Okay, so Vivian, like, she kind of pulls out her bow and kind of readies it, and she's like, "Oh, I don't even know how to like."
Okay, so Vivian's clearly getting her bow and aiming it at something.
I'm getting ready, and I'm trying my best to kind of see, like, catch a glimmer or something, and kind of line my sights. And she kind of shouts, like, I don't know, like, "Hey, stop!" Or like,
"Hey, you over there!"
Actually, yeah, it's like,
people don't do that.
Right.
Please stop stabbing people.
Right, you're shooting at something that's invisible, so you're gonna be rolling at disadvantage for your attack.
No, I'm not attacking it. I'm just ready.
Okay.
She kind of like shouts. She's like, "Hey, you, stop!"
Okay.
Like.
Why don't we go ahead and roll? Well, I don't know how you guys are gonna handle this. So let's hold off on initiatives until somebody wants to actually engage.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get it.
Ready's up. Kade kind of gets into a defensive position, kind of ready to strike if need be.
You see the one guy say, "It's right there," and the one guy dodges out of the way before. You see that outline again as it tries to attack the other guy, and he just gets out of the way, and he's like, "Oh!" and he's like stabbing into nothingness. It doesn't seem like he's hitting anything. They both roll terrible. So, and that's pretty much what they're gonna do on their thing. Is there anything you guys want to do before I just continue on with what they're doing?
Do you guys need any help?
They're like, yes. What? Can you see it? And they're kind of half answering you because they're really like afraid they're gonna get
Did
killed.
You guys instigate, or is this?
They're like, well, it all started when. Oh well, what he was trying to say was.
Han Solo or the alien.
Well, they're all dead before they can answer you.
Okay. So
I guess
Vivian,
that problem's over. We can leave now.
Vivian gets closer. She's like, "Hey, I'm warning you. Stop moving right now and reveal yourself."
What language does this Vivian speak? Let's see here.
She speaks everything. No, she speaks Common, Elvish, Halfling, Sylvan, and
All right, none of those
Primordial.
are relevant. No, you hear an evil tongue. Something like that. It sounds more hissing like than anything. Not snake like, just kind of like very quick
Partial
and.
tongue.
Sure.
Harry Potter.
And that's all you get. And you have no idea what it said, but you're pretty sure it was hostile or evil or mean or something. Probably
All right.
sick ass
All right.
mama joke.
So
How many people are still alive at this point?
There's still two.
okay.
Okay.
The other one's still bleeding out on the floor. And he's holding his neck. His blood's
kind of
squirting
leans
everywhere.
over to Vivian and goes, maybe we should leave.
Okay. Do you think it's a good idea? I mean, that thing's running around. It's invisible. It could probably get us next. We should probably
How
deal
do
with.
we know that they didn't, like, instigate it?
I like how you're having this conversation as these guys are fighting for their lives.
Well, that's the thing. Like, okay,
Look, we
no,
know
like those
nothing about the situation.
I know.
For
I
all
don't.
we know, those people were like, ha, ha, what were you made in a glass factory? And picking on the poor invisible thing. We don't know anything about this.
Completely understand, Kate. Honestly, I'd hate for this to be like we're bothering an assassin's job right now, and they'll come after us next. Because clearly we're not. I mean, I don't even know.
Well, you don't mind breathing fire at the talking tree that could kill you, but the invisible guy.
Talking tree was talking shit.
Yeah.
Okay, shit talk shit.
Well, this thing could be talking shit. You don't know. You don't.
Yeah, but I don't
understand
know.
what he's
That's the thing. As soon as somebody wants to like translate
Okay.
snake to,
saying. All right, let me just write that in my notes. Must be able to understand insults. Directed at him.
Translate.
Okay. What is AJ doing, or is AJ sleeping?
he's sleeping and playing on his phone.
Okay.
Interrupted.
Okay. All right. You have one friend request on Facebook.
No, Mage book.
No, yeah,
Mage book.
Mage book's pretty good.
Mage book. Yeah.
Fantasy book.
It
Jared's
says
like, good joke.
Diekoth, and you've also got a poke from Diekoth.
Nice.
And one new comment from Diekoth on your image of yourself, and just like,
One-
what a pussy.
Yeah.
One
Haha.
game invite from the invisible assassin.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Well, is the guy still on the floor dying?
Yes, he's holding his neck, blood squirting everywhere. It doesn't look good.
Is there anything I can do to help him?
Stop
Don't let the
him
skills
from his jugular from bleeding all over the place. Would be.
Mike,
Apparently not.
Mike just goes over, holds him, and it's like, it's okay to die.
I'm not afraid of the invisible man standing over me.
Kind of
Oh,
like
come on.
step over and just like,
Okay.
excuse me, and try to heal
So
them.
I'm not rolling really well for the other people that are in the combat. They keep missing each other. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Mike just goes over to the guy on the ground, is like, hey, this guy's still alive, and he just stabs him.
Not anymore. That's how we do things in the shadow realm. And okay, so the guy who said anything to you guys, that guy, you see a blade come through. Like, well, you don't see the blade, you just see the blood covering this invisible blade come out his back and then leave, and he falls to the ground, and the other guy runs.
Okay, so I really want to get this thing's attention because I am just like,
That's a terrible idea.
that's a terrible idea. Yeah, actually.
Hey, it's a great idea. No.
Clearly we are not skilled enough to fight whatever this mysterious thing is. Okay, so Vivian's like, she puts her bow away. She's like, you know what, Kade? For once, I am going to agree with you, and I think it's better if we probably find a different route around, because I do not want to mess with that, whatever that is. It's not bothering us. We're not bothering it.
Okay, so
AJ,
let's
are
kill
you-
all of you by the time you finish that conversation. No.
No.
Hold on, I just need to
Is
look
there
at
any
everybody's languages.
sprinkler systems that I can hit? To, like,
Wait,
Oh,
Kade,
fine,
can't you?
listen.
I have an idea. Okay, so like you can breathe fire, right? You can create some kind of smoke or fog that could maybe, I don't know,
Blind
highlight
us
it.
so that we can't see it even more.
Yeah!
AJ, you understood what it said when it spoke. You speak the language required.
All right.
It spoke Abyssal, which is very evil, and it basically said, now, pretty lady, you're next.
Oh,
All right. Well, then I will relay that to
Yeah.
Vivian. You're being targeted.
oh, am I? Are you,
Yeah, this
are you
was
sure?
back when the two guys were still alive in combat when he said that.
Okay.
I had to check everybody's languages.
Vivian. Wait, it's like Vivian. You're going to die from the enemy, so I'm gonna kill you first. That way, it doesn't get you.
Yes.
But, wait. Hold on.
You can't kill her. I kill her.
Kill steal. Alright, so Vivian's just like, alright, fine, I made my mind up. Looks like we're just gonna go all in, so if I'm gonna die anyways, I better try.
Is there anything of note in the area, like sheets of paper or like?
Oh yeah, there's desks and not desks, but like tables and there's weapon racks and armor racks. There's all sorts of things lying around.
Are
Is
there
there anything that I can use to like kind of fill the air, and it would have to move the objects to kind of like help us kind of keep track of where it is? Like
a wall of fire,
can
maybe?
is there like water that I can spill on the ground?
There's like sand on the ground. It's in small little areas. You'd have to, like scoop it up in a pile and grab it to get a handful. It's not the ground's not made out of sand.
There's nothing that I can kind of like pour on the ground or whatever to kind of like see its foots.
You see a vial of wine sitting on one of the tables.
How big?
About the size of a Crown Royal bottle, the big size.
That's pretty big.
That's not going to be enough.
No.
Is there nothing else of interest?
Other than the sand, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to find something to throw on him to make him visible.
Or just around us to kind of
Just
keep
from
track
like
of
your immediate looking around, you don't see anything. No, besides the two things I mentioned.
Okay. What do we call you, Mike? What is your character? Is it just
AJ?
AJ.
Is it just AJ? Is what we call you?
Yeah.
AJ, is there any way you can speak to it?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think
say
the-
something.
I don't think diplomacy is a good idea.
What else are we gonna do? We can't see the damn thing.
Fair point. What's your
Well-
purpose?
What did you say? Something?
Yes.
Yeah. What's his purpose here?
Oh, well, he's like, well, actually, you see,
I was hired by a nice little lady to kill these
Yeah.
men.
Call,
I'm
die
on
call.
my
he
way.
says, it's none of your business.
Well, kind of is now.
You
Um,
made it business.
So if you guys are gonna stay here, I'm gonna need initiatives because he's now killed them and he's going to go after you guys.
Okay.
So if you guys want to make a full retreat, you can. Otherwise, roll initiatives.
I just have no idea how we would even
Oh,
fight
wait.
something like this.
Well, AJ has magic, right? What kind of magic does AJ have?
How do I roll initiative again?
AJ, what kind of magic you have, buddy?
I have no idea.
How do I roll initiative again?
Alright, you have Blade Ward, Dancing
Yes,
Lights,
like
Prestidigitation, Disguise Self, Shield, Witch Bolt, Unseen Servant, Tensor's Floating Disc, Invisibility, Locate Object, and then some spell that's not in the book, Abjuration, Repel Darkness. I don't know what that is.
You should turn invisible, AJ. Well, Kade and I hide.
Yeah, GP could have your character sheet open to the spell tab and like
I have it.
yeah.
I'll look at it
You
now.
could scroll down, and if
What is
you can
Unseen
type
Servant?
in, you can click on the spell info or cast spell to get a better description of what it does on the ones that actually have descriptions.
All right, so I can't roll initiative because I cannot find my token on the map, and I need to select.
Oh yeah,
it.
there's no token. It's Theater of the Mind. What that means is there's no tokens. It's going to be all by what's in our head.
Right, but I need to select a token in order to roll.
Oh,
initiative.
yeah, no, just roll a d20 plus whatever your initiative is.
Oh, okay, sure.
Mm.
Initiative?
Yeah, you're
okay,
right.
so...
Yeah, I do need to. You're right. I do need to have a token so that I can put you into the initiative. I'm not on top of it.
So does this thing? I mean, I know this is probably one of those
We
things you
don't
won't
need
get
Igor.
answer, but does it make like the predator where it'll distort every time it moves, or is it only randomly when it distorts?
It seems like it's only distorted when it was attacking.
That doesn't help.
Okay,
Okay, so how do I roll initiative?
I mean, it'll help 2 out of 3 people. You have to select your token, which Jared doesn't have.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
no,
on
he
there
does.
now.
Okay. Alright, cool.
I'm using the Goblin King just because I don't have a token for this thing. Well, at least one. I don't want to show you it yet
Oh.
because that would kind of give it away.
You should
Natural
have just
20.
used like a black box.
Okay, I've selected my character, but I don't know how to roll initiative still.
It's
it-
under course. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
You
it's
have
under.
to- You click on it, and then you have to go into your.
Yeah, on your character
Course
sheet on the
stats.
course tab,
Underneath
just click
hit
roll
points.
initiative when it's selected. There you go.
Wow, nice. Natural 20.
Oh, you
A
rolled
natural
natural 20?
19.
No, it's natural 19, but close
Oh.
to 20. Alright, I rounded up.
Well, if you roll natural 20, that's regardless of the number. For me, I always give you a bonus on the initiative. So
Oh, nice.
Initiative too.
that's my thing. Right.
Except that's fucking Goblin King with his 24.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 20.
A bitch.
Okay, so let's see who's his first target. So here's what happens. So it starts running after you guys. You don't know this, but once it gets within, what's the order? Who's in front? Who's closest to?
Yeah.
We should, yeah, it should be like an order by initiative, I think.
Okay.
Well, he
So-
said he was going
that's
for
cool.
Vivian, so I imagine she would be attacked first.
Well, there's a reason
Oh.
why I need to know, because to get the Vivian, he has to pass by you, which means something's going to happen. So when he gets within 10 foot of you, like you see, it's almost like acid burning through something, except for it's like acid burning through his invisibility, and it's like his figure is starting to appear.
Oh!
And it hurts him. He pulls away from it, and he's like, "Ah, what is that?" And he
say that in
tries to
common,
get
or
away
does he
from
say
you,
that-
and it kind of throws him off balance, which is going to give him a disadvantage on this attack against you. And he rolls the same thing anyway.
Did he say that in Abyssal, or did he say that in Common?
He said it in Abyssal. He only knows one language at this point.
Wow, what a primitive.
And I relay that to Kade.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
So you take
Uh,
8 damage, Vivian, as you feel these
Okay.
claws coming across, and you guys actually do get a glimpse of him as his like the vision or his invisibility was being just going away, and that's
Alright,
what
who
it looks like.
who just got
And
damaged?
That hand is actually on his
You did.
head, controlling him.
I
but
did?
The
Okay.
wrist is cut off, so it looks like this hand with no arm is on his head, just like that picture.
Okay.
And that's what it looks like for a brief moment, and then it gets out. And all the steam and fog or whatever, exactly like that picture.
Okay.
Okay, so he's still invisible now, though, right?
Yeah, well, after he got out of your proximity, yeah. But it looked like he did not like being that close to you.
Okay, now, not to be a downer, but how the hell are we even supposed to attack this thing if we can't find it? Like, I literally have no
Disadvantage
idea.
on your attack because you can't see it.
Okay, so Vivian kind of saw his obviously she attacked her, so she kind of have an idea okay, well, at least he's kind of nearby me, so she
No, but
kind
he
of
retreated.
he retreated, right? But okay, I guess so. How narrow is this hallway? By the
Well, no,
way?
he just got out of your proximity. He still
Oh.
attacked
Who's-
Vivian. He's got advantage on attack. You guys have disadvantage. There's this when he got close to your proximity, Kade. He started to appear, and then he jumped out of it, in his charge
Okay.
towards Vivian, and
Alright.
then he
Everyone!
disappeared.
Get behind me.
Okay. So yeah, get behind Kade.
Okay.
And while Kade is gonna do his attack, Vivian tries her best to like really try to see if she can find any bit of glimmer, whatever that can help her lead her arrows towards it. I mean, I know it's not gonna give her any advantage, but I figured, let
I imagine that this hallway's probably not too much bigger than. Well, you said he was within 10 feet of me. He have started to appear.
Yeah, this is like a 30-foot wide hallway.
It's a big hallway.
It's big. Well, it's not technically a hallway. It's like a room where soldiers will get dressed and.
Oh right, big locker room. Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, but the entire thing is a locker room. They don't have privacy. It's the shadow realm. They don't care about that shit.
Now, I don't want to go through and like discuss game mechanics and stuff like that, but like while we're in combat, if I move, he can't move, right?
Yeah, technically it's all happening at the same time, but it's not because you have initiative and you go a little bit quicker than him is the best way to explain it. So yeah, if you do something, he can't, unless he has a reaction. Like for instance, the wizard has a shield spell that he can use as a reaction. So if I attack him, he can cast shield as a reaction and get the defense from shield before my attack lands. But unless you have the ability to do that, which you do not, then you get to do all of what you do before he gets to go.
Okay, so then I decide, because I can move before attacking, right? Especially with my ability.
Yeah, you get a move and then an action, and then a bonus action if you have it.
I want to move the max distance that I can move towards the way that he ran away, hoping that kind of reveals him for a second.
Yeah, he's right in front of Vivian at the moment. You guys are so close that you don't need to worry about distances. You'll be able to hug Vivian if you want without any penalties.
But so I can see him then, or I can't see him?
No, he's like 15 foot away from you. He's barely outside of the radius, quote unquote, that he was being revealed at. He went like around.
Okay, then I really want to go back the last 4 sentences we just talked about, and I want to do what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So he's 15 feet
yeah.
away. Okay, hold on. He's 15 feet away from Kade, right?
Yeah. So
okay,
like
so
Kade was in
wants
between. He was going after
All right,
Vivian,
no,
and
so-
Kade was in between him and you. So
Okay.
he was charging. He hit that barrier and saw that he was being revealed, and then kind of like jumped out of the way to go invisible, and then
Okay,
still
so-
went after you.
Okay,
so
well,
he
then
kinda
I
went around
will-
Kade,
so-
essentially.
Okay,
I
sorry,
move
I
my
did-
max distance towards Vivian,
Yeah.
assuming that gets close enough to
Yes,
kind
yeah.
of reveal him.
Yes. When we do these theaters of the mind, you don't need to worry about how many squares you're moving or anything. You can easily do that.
Okay, so the guy is.
So
very
when you
close
do
to-
that, he's going to be revealed.
Okay.
So I
he's
do
revealed.
that,
But I'm waiting
And
for you to
he's
do
revealed.
it first. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
and with him revealed, I'm going to attack him with my +3 rapier.
Okay, well, how close are you getting to him? You're gonna get melee, so you can hit him with your rapier. When you get close to him, he starts kind of melting and he screams in pain.
Nice.
He actually doesn't seem like he can move when he's this close to you and seems vulnerable. You can kill him if you want.
Wait, I can kill him just without even rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well
He's
then I want to
helpless.
use. Then I want to use my dragon scale dagger, and I want to stab him.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to be a quick thing, but the way things happen, you had to roll initiative.
I was like, I don't think I want to attack this thing. It's fucking invisible.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, come on. If they just would approach it,
That sounds like a terrible idea. Can't see.
Well, but you do get a burning sensation in your head, like you get the searing headache.
As I get closer.
Yeah, but he is dying. But AJ didn't get to go. I want AJ to do something. What are you doing as this is happening? As Kade is essentially going to wreck the shit out of this thing.
Oh, does this mean I get to finally describe my fucking kill for the first time in 9?
Yeah!
Yes.
God damn, I'm excited.
All right. So how are you going to kill it, AJ?
Damn it.
I'm gonna give that to Kade,
Yeah. You're like, yeah,
and I'm gonna watch with glee.
So Mike basically just pulls out his wiener and starts jacking
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well, he continues to do what he was doing before combat started. Okay.
Right. He stays his normal self.
Yeah. So describe your kill.
I noticed that it's kind of like, burning and melting, and everything's not very pleasant for it. So I take note of the fact that, I can get the kill here. And Kade goes, finally. And he grabs the dagger. He grabs the being by its head. I don't know how tall it is. Slams it against the wall. Grabs the hand on top of its head, rips it off, and then stabs it straight in the chest.
Okay, when you rip the hand off, it takes the scalp of this beast with it.
Nice.
All right.
And it screams something. It's in pain. AJ, you'll know that what he said in Abyssal was what it says. What are you? How? And then it dies.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, damn! I was hoping that Mike would be able to translate that before it dies, and I wanted to be like.
No, yeah, well, that's kind of all happening in a moment.
I wanted to do it with him. It was every one-liner.
Sorry.
Oh, the penalties have been a badass.
Unexpected reference.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, I stab it with my dagger. Do I see anything?
You do. You see that there is this this cold, dark, damp. It looks like it's in the like in some kind of dungeon or something. And you hear whip crackling in the backgrounds and screams and torment. And you see this big guy. He's got claws for hands, claws for feet, and he's cloaked. Like you don't see any other part of him. And he's got his hand on the head of like this person, and he's saying something in a language you don't understand. And this person faints. And then he goes over to the other side of the room, and then the perspective that you're looking out of was watching across the room, and it comes to you, which is this thing, and he says, "You're progressing rather nicely." And he smacks you, and it hurts really bad. Well, you don't feel the pain, but kind of like a dream, you know it would have hurt. And he says, and then he goes on to the next one, and so basically, you see that this man is creating these things in this dungeon.
And do I understand what it said now? Because I'm in its brain, or does he just speak Abyssal?
Unfortunately, no, because you're looking at it through your brain, but his eyes.
Okay, now am I able to remember loosely what he said in Abyssal and try to like?
Yeah, I'm not
speak
going to be
it
that
back
much of a
to-
stickler on it. Yeah, you can memorize what he said. It wasn't that much. And so I assume that you're going to tell AJ, and AJ is going to translate.
So I repeat it back to Ajazor, and he says, he either said you're progressing nicely or nice dickhead. But I can't tell based on your terrible
Oh, no.
pronunciation of the words.
Yeah, no. And his translation is, "Do you want more sweetbread?" So I think you...
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
The answer is yes. I would love plenty.
so that's what you see.
Cool.
And this burning sensation in your head is getting worse and worse. And you're now starting to realize it has nothing to do with this creature, but something else.
Oh.
You feel
Okay,
like
can I-
something big is approaching the city.
Okay, can I keep the hand as a souvenir?
It will, like a lot of things, it will just dissolve into ash. Because it
Like
stayed in your
ash?
presence. Yeah, because you basically incinerated it.
Can I,
That's why
can I
it's
keep-
like basically you poured acid on it when it was in your presence.
Can I keep the ash?
Sure, you can keep the ash.
I put it in a little baggie.
Okay, the little baggie melts because no.
Oh. And a chair breaks somewhere.
Yeah. Can I
Oh,
turn
yeah.
the ash into a
I almost
chair?
forgot. Yeah, the name of the session is "And the Creaky Chair Breaketh." So chair breaks.
Nice.
Chair breaks.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was, man. Yeah, I should have said that there's like all of these chairs around the room because there are, and I completely missed the ball, dropped the ball on that one. Oh well.
Yeah, missed the opportunity.
Yeah, missed the
Chair
opportunity.
It does happen.
Yeah, it
Okay,
happens.
so
So I realized the initiative was kind of a waste of time, but it's good to get you guys back in the flow of things. So I felt it was appropriate. Initiative's over. What are you guys doing?
how bad is this pain? Like, I mean, is it like debilitating, or is it just kind of like, well, that stings? Like,
It feels like you have a huge migraine, and your brain's on fire.
okay, so Kade slams his hand against his head and goes, "Ugh, Do you guys feel that?
Oh God, Kate, are you? I mean, obviously you're not a right, but I mean, we don't feel it. At least I don't. What's going on? Looks like you've got a killer headache.
You guys hear
It's on fire!
a lot of mixture of shouting and screaming and all sorts of different dialect coming outside of the arena. Something is going on in the city.
Okay, as we're all realizing that, I'm gonna go out on a limb as Kade, and Cade's gonna go, Darkoth.
Oh. What? Diecoth? What? Here, Kate?
And
This
Kade
isn't
just
Harry Potter, okay? You don't feel Voldemort when you...
So as I say that, she goes, what? And then I just kind of start bolting it, trying to find an exit to see outside.
Okay.
Vivian just rushes right out. Yeah, she's just like, Kate, wait up! And she
Yeah,
follows.
there's an exit right here you guys can go through.
We go through that exit.
Okay, it's locked? No. You guys go through it, and you see people...
Kade trips on his own legs and gets stabbed by the murderer.
Well, now that you can see the outside world, there's these walls aren't in your way, you actually see that the dark cloud, or the dark veil, is like right on your doorstep. It is right here, like that.
But we fixed all the machines, so we're okay, right?
It seems that the machines are not doing very well. You see one of the towers literally bend like the feet did in the Wizard of Oz when they got hit by the house. Like they just curl in and just fold at the will of this cloud. And people are freaking out. They're like, "What's going on? Why if the tower's working?" And people are screaming and freaking out. One guy's like, whatever. And then, but everybody else is like, shit. So
as we see this, I immediately look to AJ. Go, AJ, do something.
What the hell do you want me to do?
Help!
Kate, what could you? Kate, what could possibly
A
AJ?
little flowy ball.
Oh, combine the fucking streams. Cross them.
Well, while you two figure out what to do, I think we should leave this town right now, because that thing does not look very welcoming.
Currently, we're inside it. It's the only thing keeping us alive. I really don't think leaving is a great idea.
Well, what should we do then? Bunker up and wait till the
Fucking Jazz should go help!
What is he gonna do?
Combine the streams!
okay, so you guys notice that the tower that you guys repaired seems to be holding up the best, and people seem to be gathering around it.
All right.
What the tower?
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
As this tower is going off, you guys will all notice there seems to be this pulsating gold color going through it that ripples through it. And just from the general conversation from everybody around you, it's never done that before. It's a new feature. It's the Magical Tower 2.0 XL 3000 version, and you get the gold with it, I guess.
They wanted to
DLC.
Yeah, it's part of the DLC. They got the season pass. It's unlocked. So no, but so this tower is like pulsating in this gold color, and this cloud is trying to rip it apart, but is being forced. The cloud is actually being forced to spread apart, which is what the towers are actually supposed to make it do. And the tower is actually, I'm going to redraw the tower, doing one of these. It's like coming around, and then it's kind of doing something like that around the tower. I know it looks like something else, but
Okay.
so like but it's trying to
like an animal
enclose in on this tower.
It does look like an animal cracker.
Damn, what kind of cheap Goodwill animal crackers you eating?
The frosted kinds.
Man, that is a messed up animal.
You know when you got a frosted animal cookie and it melts?
I haven't had animal cookies since I was 5. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fucking X number of years after I never had. So we're in the tower, right?
You guys are like outside of it in the base, like at the
Are
base.
there any
of it.
other mages around, or what are they doing?
You don't see any. Like the entire city is dark, is like encoded in this supernatural darkness. All you can see is the tower, and then what is the cloud is not spreading around.
We enter the tower.
Think of it like the Eiffel Tower. It's made of this metal structure. You can't really go in it. It's just this metal structure that makes a tower. So you can't really go in it for shelter. You can go under it.
We go under it?
Yeah, everybody's pretty much under it.
Okay, is there any mages around?
No, there are not. It does not look. To answer your initial question,
All right.
does not
Well,
look
then,
like
is there anything that I
except for AJ.
know about this tower, having worked
Yeah,
on it?
I was hoping to ask a mage if there's anything AJ can do to help, but
Like make it powerful or something, like
Yeah.
amplify it.
plug in his staff into one of the plug ports.
You shall not pass!
Roll me knowledge arcana.
Okay, we're in the tower then, Jared.
Okay.
Or he said
Yeah.
give him
Knowledge
knowledge
arcana from AJ. Okay. You know that all of the magics that are... freaking Cortana, shut up. Alright. You know that all of the magics that were in place on this tower are gone. There's some sort of supernatural force in this tower that is making it do what it is doing. It is more powerful than any magic you've ever used.
Alright, is there anything that I grasp or understand in any way?
It seems... no, I don't know if a 16 is good enough or not. It seems like it's more powerful than
God.
than magic. So hopefully that's enough to detail for you to...
It's celestial.
Maybe it's not. I don't know how much you guys remember.
It's celestial magic? That's a yes.
Yes.
No bells are ringing at the current moment for anybody. It's understandable. You guys have only played. It's been a while, so it seems. All right, I'll just go ahead and give it to you, just because it seems to be stumbling. It seems like dragon magic.
Oh,
Tragic.
it's okay. This must be yours.
Burning? Is it has it intensified as I got closer to the tower? Like,
You feel you're starting to feel like now that you're connecting the dots, and that it's gold, and that the dragon embroiled on your wrist is gold, that there may be some sort of a connection. Your head is
has
splitting.
the burning intensified, gotten less?
Yes,
Like,
as this cloud continues to surround you, the burning is it is almost intolerable. But there may be some sort of a faint connection to the tower, but if anything, the pain is so intense that you can't.
Okay,
it's the only thing you're thinking about.
Kade struggles to pull his dagger out to just kind of look at it and see if it's doing anything. Is it doing anything?
Yeah, let me finish swallowing my drink. Okay, you die. No, it is glowing brighter than you've ever seen it glow before.
Okay, is there any place that I can put it in the tower to do a huge, awesome nuclear explosion that destroys the black cloud?
I mean, there's just the metal base structures that hold it up. I mean, you could put it somewhere in there. I mean, there's really no slot or anything.
I find the most interesting looking piece of the tower, and I throw the dagger into the tower to stick it into it.
Okay, you throw the dagger, and it bounces off and goes 10 miles outside of the city, and you've lost it forever. No, this dagger, it's almost like this, like a magnetic kind of thing. You throw it, and it just goes and sticks to the metal. When this happens, you see the tower start growing brightly. So several things are going to happen here. So the tower grows brightly, and this huge beam of light shoots up into the sky and just spreads this cloud out.
Oh.
That's exactly what I said would happen.
I'm awesome.
I am awesome.
I'm
I'm okay. I'm all right.
I'm obsessed with drawing tonight for some reason. So the cloud starts kind of doing one of the. It looks more elongated like that now. As it's being pushed away from this tower.
It's like someone squished the animal cracker.
Yeah. That looks like a weird face. Anyways.
It's like on the brow.
Yeah. So this happens, and all of a sudden, this bright light, like I said, emits to the sky, and then starts spreading the clouds, and for the first time, like you could kind of actually see a sky, and then this bright flashing light just ripples through the entire continent. You imagine everybody in the entire continent has seen natural light for the first time. AJ, this is the first time you've seen anything like this. You've never seen the sun. You don't know what natural light is. You only know what the dim, shitty-ass light that your spells can create is. So, and when this happens, you see that Kade, you don't feel any different, but AJ and Vivian will see you kind of, like, your neck kind of elongates a little bit, and you almost take on the vision of a dragon. You look kind of like a dragon.
Is this Kade's first erection?
And you ruined it. Ruined the moment. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. No, you do have an erection. You have a mini little dragon going on there.
The beam of light goes out, and then you just hear like the subtlest ting of like my dick hitting my codpiece.
Yeah. So all you know is that you've got a huge heart-on, but what they know is that you've got a huge heart-on, and you kind of took the shape of a dragon for a second. Anybody who is around you is fleeing. They don't know what the hell is going on.
Am I screaming like Dragon Ball Z style? I'm just like,
yes,
like the light.
Sure, why not? But in this moment, as this happens and the sky opens and this bright light emits, time stands still. You see people frozen in the air as they're running. Their arms are like stuck in a frozen position.
Time stood still for everyone but me, or is our crew?
Everybody? Time has stood still for everyone but you, Vivian, and AJ.
Woohoo!
Oh, and Oktook. So let's not forget about Oktook.
Oktook's so hard.
He was sleeping on the ground. He wakes up, rubs his eyes, like, whoa, what did I miss? Holy shit!
The light pierced his eyelids, and he's just like,
no, actually, it's,
man, I was having the best dream.
Kate's erection hitting his codpiece woken up. The sound woke up.
Yeah, it wasn't the light or any of the noise or the screams. It was the ping.
I heard ding. Is dinner ready?
Did Kade get boner?
And he's just like, my erection senses are tingling.
I heard the sound of boner. All right, so out of the sky, as time is standing still, you see a golden dragon appear. It is probably the size of let's say its foot is probably a quarter of the city.
Big dragon.
It is huge. And it's standing there before you.
Is my head still burning?
No, you feel really good right now. And this dragon speaks. It says, so my voice sucks, but just imagine a very elderly, elegant, golden dragon speaking.
Hello.
I want to hear your best.
Kade, Vivian. No. Kade, Vivian. Ajazor. No, Ajazor. A Jazer or is it a Jazzer? I always get it wrong.
You mortals have the most.
Whatever your name is, that doesn't matter. You're from the Shadow Realm. AJ, yes, AJ. I am an aspect of Quataith, the golden dragon of courage. I do not have much time. And again, his voice is echoing through the land, but everything's kind of frozen. But Daikoth's powers are growing stronger, as he has the crystal of pain and plans to cause you as much pain as he can in order to get to me. And at this point, he's pointing at you, Kade. There is something I need to tell all of you, but I cannot do it here, as I do not have the time. However, this realm could use your help as well. You have a choice. Follow me back to the realm of light, and I can explain everything to you, or stay here and help protect this realm from Daikoth and his many evil forms. A second war is coming. It is time to decide what side, if any, you will be on. He is coming. You must choose now. So you literally have, like, seconds to choose. You either run towards
To the
him,
light, to the light,
or you
to
don't.
the light, to the light.
I know that I only have seconds, but Kade, being the type of person that Kade is, he looks up to him and goes, "What would you have me do?"
He says, I cannot make that decision for you quickly. You
We
must
grab him.
choose.
We take him with us.
Yeah, to the light, to the light.
Kade doesn't make the choice. Like he's waiting for direction.
We drag him along.
So
go.
whatever they
Go.
choose, I guess. is what-
AJ and Vivian grab each of his arms and kind of like, to the light, to the light, to the light.
As you run
Kade, this is
towards
our
the
moment
light,
we've been waiting
yeah,
for.
you feel the warmth of the sun gleaming on you. It's almost like you've forgotten what it's like to be in the sun's light. And
I'm
it's
getting a
just-
sunburn.
That's right, 'cause
Yeah, you instantly get a sunburn. Yeah, normally you would be blinded, but since you got a fucking dragon sitting in front of you, we'll make an exception for now. You actually can see. Well, actually, a dragon's avatar, technically. But anyways. So you guys run towards the light.
the end.
As you guys are running, you see this cloud of smoke with a face. It's the size of a again, I have to use Harry Potter because it's the best way to use it. The Death Eaters, how they travel in those puffs of smoke. It looks a lot like that, and it is clearly Daikoth, and he's coming and he seems like rushing, like he's going as fast as he can. But as he's closing in on you, it kind of fades, and then all of a sudden you wake up in this room or in this cavern.
Oi! I thought we were going towards the light, not more darkness.
Well, you're in the realm of light, hence the light, but you traveled into a particular cavern in the realm of light.
But I mean, it's still dark in there, right?
Well, there's an opening at the top that's shedding some light, but yes, it's definitely darker than it was.
okay.
I mean, the light was emitting from the dragon itself more so than anything else.
Okay, take-
And the dragon is no longer there, but instead you see this throne that you could probably fit 13 giants in. I mean, this throne, it's a big platinum throne and it's empty, but standing next to it, like you guys are just like to give you a comparison, let's say this is the throne. As you're looking at it, I know this is a terrible drawing. These are the arms. This is the back of it, and then this would be the seat. You guys are about that tall. That little tiny, here, I'll make a red dot. This little, come on. This little red dot there. See?
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's about how tall. This throne looks like it was made for something amazingly big to sit in.
Okay.
Fantastic chest weights ahead.
I don't think I've ever seen a better drawing of a throne in my life, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
It's
But and standing also, so the red dot that I'm pointing out here is actually, you see a man standing there.
Is he a normal sized man?
Yes.
How far away is he?
You guys are like right in front of the throne, maybe about 20 yards in front of it, and he's standing next to it. So,
Okay.
That distance.
I kind of wave and just try to grab his attention, like, hello?
He'll approach you guys.
Okay. So,
So at this point, he's kind of, his hair's kind of waving into the wind. He's got that kind of perfect vision of a supernatural being. Here's a picture of him. I wish I would have taken more time to find a better picture, but this is what I've got for now. Right there.
oh,
And he walks towards you and he says, I am Kyentye, pleased to meet you.
oh, nice to meet you, Quate. I,
He says, you can call me Jeremiah.
Oh, okay, so like, is this like a?
It was a dragon.
Well, hold on. Is this like a
Well-
mortal manifestation or an avatar or
Roll me knowledge religion.
knowledge religion?
Actually, you know what? No, you guys are just. If you don't know it, he's going to tell you. Dragons can. I mean, they're super powerful. They can polymorph into any form they want. I mean, any one of you could be a dragon right now, and nobody would know the difference. So this is just a more presentable form to present himself to you.
Okay. Hi. Thanks for bringing us back to the land of light. Really appreciate it.
Wait, where are we?
Oh, yeah, so, welcome to the land of light. This is where we came from. Some dark cloud took us into the realm of the dark, and ironically enough, another cloud took us back. Except this one's light. So,
So, all the books about the light, my mind hurts.
crazy, right? It's, yeah, it's pretty...
You probably don't. You probably wouldn't even know what the realm of light is. I mean, you could give me a knowledge.
Well, there was
history.
several mentions in some of the books that you had me
Okay, so then
reading at the beginning,
Okay, so then yeah,
and I just thought it was a joke.
yeah, you kind of thought it was like a fairy tale that you
fairy
told
tale.
kids, you know, but apparently they're talking as if it's real. So
Yep, you're in it right now. It's a little dark because it's cavernous, but yeah.
oh, it's still brighter than any place in the realm of Shadow Realm.
So, what brings you to bring us here, Mr. Dragon? Man?
Oh, he's like, I just wanted to chill. What's up?
Oh,
What
cool.
are you guys doing?
No, nothing much.
Any of you guys don't play Yahtzee? No.
Yahtzee! I love Yahtzee!
So no, he says I've been watching you, but there are laws, and I have not been able to do anything. But luckily, the laws were broken, and I was able to react and get to you in time. Finding you was quite tricky, though. It was a good thing that you helped in building that tower, Kade, because I was able. It acted as kind of a signal amplifier, if you will, from me to you.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Sure, he says, I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Well, this is probably to you, not him.
We're the same person.
Spoiler alert, Jared's the dragon god.
You can call
I
me
just-
Qualtaith from now on.
I can't remember, like, regular names, so these names are even harder to understand.
No, I got it.
Quatay, he's the platinum dragon?
No, he's gold.
Well, then never mind.
The platinum dragon is Dayake.
Oh, okay.
So is this
Super
platinum
easy.
I was just
throne
basing it off
belonging to the...
because he was all silver.
Oh, I see what you mean. Just imagine him with golden hair.
I also think he said that the throne was also platinum.
Yes,
It
the throne is platinum.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
why.
is that platinum throne belonging to the platinum dragon?
Are you asking him that?
Yes.
He says, yes, it does indeed. We are on Dayake Island, as it is called.
Oh, nice.
Or the Dayake Islands, I should say.
So where is the Mr. Platinum Throne dragon?
Or
Yeah.
it's called the Ruins of Dayake. It's right up here.
Oh, ruins. Oh, so what happened to Mr. Dayake, seeing as we're in his empty throne room?
He resides in his kingdom.
I'm assuming this is not his kingdom,
No.
despite his throne being here?
No, this was his kingdom long ago.
But,
He resides within the floating kingdom, within the rift.
okay.
Yours.
Yeah, the main reason why he's a human form right now is so I don't have to sit here and do a dragon voice. Just
Okay.
FYI.
So you punked out.
Yeah, I punked out. Yeah, I'm like, I don't feel like doing that.
Okay. So Kade looks at him, kind of confused, kind of like looking around everything, almost like doesn't even really know exactly what to say, and then kind of looks at him and says, "So you're what made me me, then?"
More or less, yes. It did not happen the way I would have liked it. But
Why?
let me tell you, you were deceived. Daikoth posed as someone trying to help you when he was only trying to hurt you. You see, Daikoth and I have a history. And anything that I cherish, he wishes to destroy. And he's been toying with you.
Why'd you choose me?
Because you show potential, you have spirit, and because of who your parents were, you are a great man. You just have not yet figured it out. You will.
Well, I barely remember my parents, but I know that I hate them.
He says, that was not my doing. That was Daikoth. He would erase your memory and then have you wake up in the street as an aid for you. When in fact, he only wanted to harm you.
So what's my purpose?
Your purpose is to help bring the light back to... Okay, and by the way, he points up, by the way, and you see that there's this, like, funnel cloud forming, and it's kind of creating this darkness, and he points up to that. And he says, because there's an opening in this cavern, I think I mentioned that, but anyways. And he points up to that, and he says, there is a darkness coming. It has already been set in place, unfortunately. The book of Elder Evils has been given to the Thrang, and they have summoned the evil from the far plains. But if you accept your choosing and embrace it, you can become powerful enough to do something about it.
So what's my next step?
He says, for now, it's best that you start learning a little bit about your past. Because knowing about the past is the best way to prepare yourself for the future. And it says, before we move on to that, allow me to thank you firsthand for all of you've done. You've helped more than you could possibly know. But he says,
Kade just kind of just looks at him, doesn't really say anything, just kind of...
He says, I have something for each of you, even you, AJ.
For me?
Mm-hmm. He says, Kade, I need to know, do you accept? I know that there's not enough to go off of here. This is a huge leap of faith for you. But time is dwindling, and I need to know, do you accept your fate as a Dragonborn, and potentially a Guardian?
Oh, snap.
Kade kind of like chews on his words for a second, almost not sure what to say. Then eventually sighs, looks him in the eyes, and then says, I don't really think I have much of a choice.
You always have a choice.
He,
If you wish to return back to your
chuckles.
former form and go back to your old life, I cannot stop you. As I said, I am bound by the laws. I cannot force you to do anything.
How could I choose to go back to something I don't remember?
I can help you with that. If that is truly what you wish.
To remember or to go back?
Well, to remember, I can take care of that. To go back is a bit more difficult.
Well, then let's just start with remembering.
It says, honestly, I feel like focusing on the future is the bigger priority. But that is not for me to decide for you. Your past will reveal itself in time.
Look, You're the god, you're the deity, you're the everything here. I'm just a dude, or was just a dude. So who knows if the choices I make are the right ones? You're the one with the all-seeing eye. You're the one with prophecies and rules. If you have suggestions, I'm all ears.
Yes, but you must understand, I am limited in what I can do. I am bound by the crystal that has formed me, and I can only do with what's in my limitations. You, on the other hand, are free to do as you will, whenever you wish. And I can assist you. All of you, he says. He says, think about it.
Of all the people in the world, you chose me.
Yes.
I'm going to assume that you knew what you were doing. So if I have some big plan, some great ability that you see that I don't, then why should I choose otherwise?
You have the only one thing that I require, and that is courage. More so than more people than I have seen in my time.
Courage or stupidity?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Sometimes they're the same.
Because let me tell you about this one time he fought
He's not the
tree
dragon
and-
of logical thought. He's the dragon of courage. He doesn't care about that. He cares about courage.
It's funny because you were saying that, and I was literally trying to form the sentence in my head where Kade just says, "What you call courage, a lot of people call arrogance."
Courage is the ability to face anything, even in all doubt. Running around and attacking everything without knowing what you're attacking is not courage. That is stupidity.
So what do you have me do?
He says, back there when you wanted to flee from that the Shadow Stalker to save your friends, that was courage. Whether you like to think that so or not.
So what's next then?
He says, well, I need to know your answer before we can go on, because your destiny lies within a fork in the road. Your decision here will take you down one path. Well, yeah. If you choose not to accept it, will take you down another.
Like I said before, I don't know my past, so you're making me choose between
Yes.
an unknown that I don't know or an unknown that you
That is why I said it is a huge leap of faith.
Well, then I guess I'll have to take it.
Very well. He says, show me your wrist.
I do.
He cuts your hand off and eats it. No, he rubs his finger down your wrist, and your dragon emblem glows.
That touch.
And it basically burns into your skin. Doesn't hurt, and actually don't feel anything. And it glows, and it actually shows a better shape of a dragon, and it fills itself in, kind of like a tattoo. And it glows, and then you see something kind of coming out of it, like it's almost like something's trying to come out of your skin. And your skin opens up, and you see a little tiny dragon walk out onto your arm, and then your skin closes up, and it looks up at you, and it goes.
Do I get a pet dragon?
Oh
Yes, you
God,
do.
is that how they procreate?
Oh my god!
Is that a pet dragon? Is it
Biggest
like
day
the
of my
size?
life.
Is it
Can
like
I
the?
name it?
He is smaller than your fist.
Oh my God, that's
Can I name
adorable.
him?
It's like you do what you like, but keep in mind that the role of a guardian is a tough one. You must help all in need, and you must help prevent the darkness that is coming.
His name is Pipsqueak. I'm calling him.
If you should find any crystals, you will have the ability to use them.
Oh.
And he says, Vivian,
Yes.
your father was a very important man as well. His name was Theoden Dren. I'm waiting to see if Dr. Plasmus freaks out. Nope. Okay. Well, it's a little bit. There's a little bit of delay.
He's so mind blown he can't even read.
Arthedan Drin is a direct descendant of Lienthal, which, you know, Lienthal is the guy whose tomb pieces you've been trying to collect.
Yeah.
So you're the direct descendant of this person.
Okay.
So Lienthal, the person for whom you are... Okay, I already said that. Your visions that you have in your background, you talk about your visions, are a gift granted to those who are descendants of Volzateth, the copper dragon of spirits.
Ooh. So wait, descendant of the copper dragon...
Of spirits, yes.
So I'm a descendant of a dragon, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I have my own personal dragon, so suck a dick.
He says, I have a ring here for you.
A ring?
That's Arthedan Drin. You can roll me knowledge history on Arthedan if you wish.
Knowledge history. Boop.
Okay, he was a guardian. He was a guardian who resided within the forest of Ancun. It is rumored, at least in the forest of Ancun, that he is the greatest bowsman to ever live.
Ooh.
And the thing is that this is your father. So whether or not you're just learning that your father was the greatest bowman to ever live is up to you.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I know. Like, things happen. He married a human, and then he kind of, or he married, and then you guys had your little farm. But there was always something about him, and he always talked stories about this Lienthal. Hence the thing that I seen on Skype.
Dr. Plasma's finally started reacting.
So, do you accept the ring? He says,
Yes.
you guys are all companions here, and you will all be tasked with the same task.
Okay. What's the name?
In order for you to bear this ring, I need to know that you will watch over Kade, and that you will help him in his task.
Oh, definitely, he needs to be watched over. I'm in.
Okay, he gives you the ring, and you put it on, and it glows. And he says, you will need to give it a name.
Oh.
Halo.
Well, he holds his hand up, and then when he lifts it up, you see this unicorn raise out of the ground.
Oh, what?
Stuff's getting a unicorn?
Dude, I'm gonna get unicorn, dude! I'm going to be very original and call it the unicorn ring.
All right. Well, no, you need to give the unicorn a name. Is what he's talking about. Yeah.
I get to name the unicorn.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like, that's the only way you can summon it is by calling its
Oh
name.
my god. Okay, so
Holy shit! Oh my god! Plasmus is freaking out.
Hey, I already said that!
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Fuck you! You should name it Unicorna.
Unicorna. No, there was this
Keep
there was this one. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, take your time. He says it's here now, but when you dismiss it, the only way you'll be able to bring it back is by calling it whatever name you name it.
Unicorno.
It is basically the equivalent of a paladin's mount, which you don't know because you don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Essentially, you can dismiss it and summon it at will. It is an action. Like if you're in combat and you want to summon it, it takes an action to summon it.
Okay, so it's an action to summon. Okay,
yeah,
so
and then it's got to form. It's got to come out of the ground and form. But you can ride on it in combat. You can ride on blah blah blah. It has all the traits
it's
of
kind
unicorn.
of like a
Unicorn on the cob.
yeah. It's kind of no. I'm gonna be a complete cheese ball.
Call
and
it horny.
Name it. Oh my god, no! I'm gonna call it. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry. This is Salvatore's fault for naming everything so difficult. Meliki, which is the goddess of rangers. Her symbol is a unicorn head, and she is also the goddess that Drist Erudite worships, or
Says,
kind of like.
That's
reveres.
the worst name I've ever heard.
Stop
Do better.
it!
No, I'm just
He
kidding.
takes the ring back.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're not worthy of this. No. What is
Let's
the name?
take
I
this.
need to write it down here.
Meliki. I'm gonna post in the chat. I honestly, Salvatore, I like his writing, but my god, he can be just as bad as George Lucas when it comes to names.
Oh, George Lucas, that is a fantastic name. Done.
There we go. That's the.
Okay, so my gift from the Quataith was the dragon wrist.
Well, you are now basically a guardian in training.
And that's my gift, to become a guardian dragon?
That is a phenomenal gift. You have
I'm
no
just
idea.
asking, I'm just making sure.
No, I'm yes, that is your gift. And what
that's all
comes
I
with
get.
that that comes with that gift is your own little pet dragon, which will grow as you grow.
Okay, so what does this dragon do? Can I use him in combat? Does he like
We'll get to that.
all languages in the world? I mean,
That's a terrible unicorn. All right, well, find a cool picture of a unicorn. Unicorn.
Plasmus is super jealous of our awesome
Ooh,
gift.
that's a cool picture. How about that?
Don't worry, Plasmus. I'll be sure to take it for granted.
And he's like, do not worry, I haven't forgotten about you, AJ. He says, you've assisted them. I owe you just as much as I owe them. He says, here, take this toad. And it poops on you. No. He says, allow me first to explain a little bit more about that gem on your staff. Huh?
I was like, wait a second. Somebody actually knows what this thing is?
He's like, of course. He says, it is referred to as a gem of ever essence.
Oh, I love that band.
It's spelled like that, except for there's 6 Y's in it. No. It houses a spirit inside of it that can be used as a catalyst for many things. I have a feeling you might know already what the spirit is that is imbued inside of it. You must attune yourself with it, which can take a long time, but I can help speed this along. So,
He hands him a blue pill and a red pill.
in every campaign, I give out a Wand of Randomness, also known as a Wand of Wonders, but the other campaign that's run kind of along parallel with this already has one, so here's how we're going to do this. Your staff now acts like a Wand of Randomness. Whenever you want, as an action, a standard action, you can cast it using it like a Wand of Wonders, and a random effect will happen. A random spell will go off. So it can be anything as crazy as a wish spell, or better, or something as simple as it just shoots bubbles out. It's
Bubbles.
just very random. So there's potential for awesome things to happen, but there's also potential for just meh. And he says, also, you will be able to communicate with those from the ethereal plane with it. And he's
Okay.
going to help train you on how to get up to that level of knowledge, of atonement with this.
So, what's the deal with my dragon? Give me the lowdown.
All right, so you're asking him give me the lowdown on my dragon.
Yeah, Kade pretty much says, "Yo, bitch, tell me what this dragon's all about." Basically, something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just trying to understand what he
He
does.
says this dragon is bound to you. If you die, it will die. It is closer to you than it will become closer to you than anything you've ever known. It will become a part of you. You will be able to summon it without saying a word. And eventually, when you get more powerful and become an actual guardian, we'll be able to ride it and use it as a dragon, as you would think a dragon would be able to be used.
It grows.
But this will be in time. You are not yet there. You are just training. And of course, you've accepted your task, but now you need to prove that you are going to follow through with it. And with that, you'll become a guardian in time. And you want to know about your family. I would suggest starting. Let me look at my notes real quick. Puts on some glasses.
Some dragon glasses.
You know,
He's
after
like-
100,000
he, like,
years,
opens
your
up
eyes get a little sore.
He opens up a document and he's just like, "Let me go back to your character sheet."
Yeah, let me go back to when I created you. No, I'm just kidding. No, that wasn't him. He didn't create you.
Pulls out a couple scrolls, just like, no, it's for the previous campaign.
He says, I suggest speaking with Devron, Devron, in Corella. That's all the way down here. Oh, gotta get rid of the unicorn for people online, right there. And he says, and if you wish help in ridding this land of the coming darkness, then, or when you're done doing that, or if you wish to get a head start on ridding this land of the coming darkness, then I would suggest you start searching the caverns in the mountains of Eru. And that is...
Somebody write that down, because I know I'll forget.
Okay, so we gotta... okay.
That's right.
If I want to learn more about me, I gotta speak to Chevron in Kerala.
Devron.
Devron in Kerala.
And then we gotta go to... What did you say?
Corilla. It's actually Kerala. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's a gorilla. But
Okay, and what's the other location?
the
Mountains
mountains of Eru.
What's in the mountains of Haru?
Basically the start of your path to help get rid of this darkness.
Okay.
He's you know, deities and their riddles, they can't just be freaking straightforward.
Of course, of course.
I'm an idiot. Where are the mountains of Aru?
It's
Right here.
Right.
It's, you guys actually were...
Oh.
It's
Oh,
the mountains
yeah.
you guys were going
trying
along
to
when
get
you first went to the Shadow Realm.
it's the area where we got
Which
shrinked.
makes sense
I
why it
literally
would be a
looked
good
at
place to
every
start.
other- I literally looked at every other
Balls.
mountain range because I was like, we already been there. Jared, I sent you a link of my dragon.
Already got a picture, nice.
Oh, can I see it? Where is it?
In Skype.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's so tiny.
I know.
Oh no! I
Well,
had
except for it needs to be gold.
Pretend
Photoshop it.
Yeah.
Let me Photoshop it real quick.
It is like
Oh!
solid gold.
No, he's too
I'll
cute.
Photoshop it real quick.
I love him.
Okay, so have we still gone over the rules of this thing? Because I know that he's gonna get bigger as I get bigger, but like, does he speak to me? Does he fly? Can I send him on scouting missions? Does he attack? Do I use him in combat? Can he like give me little hand jobs under the table while I'm not looking? Like, what does he do?
He will do. He's basically a dog, but way more intelligent. Well, I mean, he's kind of in the puppy phase now, so he's not really. He's no smarter than a newborn baby. He's just kind of like, ha! And every once in a while, I'll cough little smoke out. Like, he can't even breathe fire yet. He just, and then smoke puffs out.
I don't want him to ever grow up. I want him to stay there. I don't even care if he puts him in the game.
It's kind of a Pokemon where you can like level up, but you can like tell them like, no, don't evolve.
Every time he tries to level up, I just keep spamming B.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, so if you I'll leave you guys some time to think of any questions. I have to pee and refill my pop. So if you don't mind, can we take a little break?
Actually, that sounds awesome because I really have to use the restroom as well.
Cool. So we'll be right back.
Mike's going to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, if you gotta pass out, it's fine, man. I mean, I realize it's kind of it's hard to roleplay when you're just so tired. But you know, I'll understand if you have to pass out. But
I'll stick it out as long as I can.
yeah, if you wanna stick it out, we got some things coming up that might be interesting.
I'll stick it out as long as I can.
All right. So he says, if you guys have any other questions, I'm here to answer them. Otherwise, I don't know the next time we'll be able to meet. You see, the summoning of the opening of the far planes have makes all of the deities, including us dragon spirits, weaker by the moment. So with every passing moment, we are getting weaker, and I don't know what state we'll be in, you know, later on down the road. So if there's anything I can do now, I would be sure to ask
Well,
now.
you're the all-powerful deity. What do you suggest? What have we not done? What have we not learned? What have you not done for us?
My job is not to do things for you. My job is to give you the courage to do the things you need to do. Again, I am the dragon spirit of courage.
Wait, I have one request. Oh,
Sure.
courageous one. Could you break this chair for me?
He's already broken like 6 chairs as you guys were talking.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's part of the trait of being a dragonborn or a part of the courageous. You just break chairs. Yeah.
So, Kade, you must be really courageous.
There's
since
nothing
you
more courageous than breaking a chair. No.
Well, so you can sit on.
Yeah. He like pokes the platinum throne and it breaks, and he's like, "How about that, bitch?" No. He's like, "Break
Impressive.
that." No. But seriously, so he says the only thing I can say is that Daikoth is a master manipulator. He's had 1,700 years to plan out his attack. You can be sure that he will be prepared for almost anything. The fact that we caught him off guard just moments ago was luck and nothing more. Had you guys hesitated for another second, you guys would still be stuck there, and who knows what he would have done.
I have one more request. Can I sit on the throne?
If you can climb up there, you are granted it is granted.
Can you put me on the throne?
He smiles and he says, "Sure, if that is what you wish." But he says, before I part and do that, he says, keep in mind that Daikoth, again, going back to Daikoth, has eyes and ears everywhere, and he has the power of a crystal with him, which grants him the ability to do a lot of things that are out of the ordinary. He may have taken over people's minds that and may use that to his advantage. So keep that in mind.
Does he have a tell? Like, can you tell like if somebody's possessed?
Yes.
Like,
I would
certain,
suggest using your he says he points to your wrist and he says, I would suggest using that. It may just glow when you are near him. He says,
Okay.
This is based on what happened to one of his minions, the Shadow Stalker. It sounds like they react to you in that way, and I feel like even him would have to react to it in a certain way.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Plasmus knows firsthand how that is. So, he says, with that, I take my leave and I wish you guys the greatest of luck, but I have a feeling about all of you, and that great things will come, and that this land will still be saved. And he turns and he polymorphs back into this grand dragon, and he takes his hand and picks you up, Vivian, and sets you on the throne. It
Yes!
is just phenomenal. And he says, take it all in. You are the second humans, or second beings to humanoids to ever step foot in this place. And then he
Sweet,
flies
number 2.
off. When he flies off, you see this.
How the hell are you gonna get down?
Well, I was just
Fly,
about to.
Dragon Man!
You see this huge, like, portal kind of thing, a swirling portal open up down the cavern a little bit. You guys are free to explore the islands if you wish, or do whatever you want. But you have a feeling that portal. Maybe I should have explained this. He says, just speak the name of where you wish to go and enter the portal, and it will take you there. Let's put it that
Fast
way.
travel.
Okay. Yes. This is one of the rare situations where teleporting happens in my world, and it makes sense that only a dragon would be doing it. So,
Yeah.
and then he flies off into the distance.
Well,
Hits the ceiling and dies. No. Damn it.
You guys look like ants.
he hits the ceiling and the ceiling dies. Well, we got 2 different locations we can go. Either the personal side quest.
Hold on. How come he didn't give me anything, bastard?
Oktook!
He's standing there with his shrugging shoulders. He's like, What the hell?
I immediately look over to Oktook, and he said, he did give you something, Oktook. You just haven't realized it yet.
Ah, yes. A great story. You were onto something. Completely fell for your little trap there.
How many other bards have stories like this to tell?
None.
Exactly.
He begins writing furiously.
Oh my god.
So, have I not helped you guys? Come on! Where's my dragon? Where's my unicorn?
You've got stories.
And then I'm just like, no, Oktook, look, he gave you this. And I just pick up a pebble off the ground.
Oh.
Well, this is a nice pebble.
This is the best looking pebble I ever seen.
I shall write stories about this pebble. But yeah. So,
So which place do we go, guys? Do we do my side quest or we do the this thing?
I'm stuck.
What?
yeah, get used to the choices because there's going to be a lot of them.
Stuck.
I can't hear stuff.
I'm stuck.
She's stuck. I don't know if she's stuck in real life or what's going
No,
on.
I'm on the platinum.
Oh, on
throne.
the... yeah. Your first test is to get off this throne.
Does anyone have a rope?
Does anyone have an answer to my question?
Wait, what's your question? Where to go first? I say the mountains of Aru since it's closer.
Or we can teleport.
Oh, and work our way backwards. Alright then, yeah, let's learn about Kade first, and let's go to Kerala. And then we'll work our way back. Now, to be fair, full disclosure, Kerala is very, very far away from the mountains of Aru. So it will be a trek back.
Excuse me.
Based on the memories that I have of my past, doesn't sound like they're very good, so this is up to you guys.
Well, since it's your memories, and, it depends on whether you want to learn more about yourself or if you want to focus on the task on hand. Either way is fine with me.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, Kade?
What does Oktook feel?
Oktook says, well, funny. This all started at the mountains of Aru. I have a feeling it might end there. So maybe it's best if we do other things before. But this is merely opinion of an NPC and it is irrelevant.
Thanks, Dungeon Master. All right, we're going to
All right, Kerala, let's go.
Well, you wouldn't have asked him for his opinion if you didn't want it, so I get it.
No, I wanted it.
Oh, he wanted it.
No, I want to milk this as long as I can. I'm traveling with a potential garden. I will milk the shit out of this.
What's more important of a story of a dragon than his backstory?
Yes, and I shall write it.
Well, I've spent all this time away from my past. Guess I might as well at least get a little look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go up to it and we say, Kerala!
It says "fuck you." No, it will change all of these colors, and you actually, when you look through the portal, you actually see the town of Korra through it. Kerala. Damn it!
Kerala.
Can't even say my own damn city's names.
Kerala the Ville.
It's more of a village, but anyways, you see it standing there as if like you could just walk right up to it.
I look at Oktook and I go, Oktook, you first.
Should we like address the situation with Vivian up there? Like, how's she gonna get down?
And then I just shove him through.
Can
Because I think we should. Whoa!
I
You see him standing outside of Korilla, and he's like looking around, like, "Where the hell am I?" He looks confused.
Can I send my dragon to try to, like, let her down, kind of?
Okay, again, it's like a newborn, so it doesn't quite. You're gonna have to do some training
It's
for it to
tiny.
understand commands.
No.
Like, you can like just like go. It's like go, and like nudge it and kind of give it the impression that you want it to go through, and he'll
But
probably
it's
understand that. But
No, I meant to get Steph down.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant put it through the portal.
No,
I don't know why
wanted
I
her to,
thought
like,
that.
grab on
Okay, I
the
got you now.
tail, like him.
But he's so
Yeah.
tiny.
You
What about my unicorn? Can she like
do whatever you
float?
want. I don't have much.
Wait,
Your
you can
unicorn
call him,
is
right?
is down at the base, looking up at you.
Oh, hello.
But you can
Wait,
summon
okay. Now wait. My dragon can polymorph, right?
it.
Can I
It
turn
will
him-
be able to.
Wait,
Think
idea.
of it.
Okay.
Think of it as
so like,
think of it like a class. As it levels up, it gets abilities. As it gets older, it gets abilities. It doesn't have any magical abilities
Does
right
it
now.
have
because
the
it's
ability to
newborn.
turn into a pillow now?
No, it doesn't know
Okay.
how to do any of that yet. It has the intelligence of a pea.
I'm just waiting for it to sneeze and then like turn into a different object on accident.
It might, yeah, that it might actually do, but
that's adorable.
It sneezes itself into an apple.
Oh. But it's got like wings on it.
stop making my dragon so cute. It's supposed to be fierce beasts.
I'm actually gonna recreate the events of a movie, and I'm
Assassin's
going to
Creed.
summon. Exactly. No, I'm gonna summon Mieliki. I'm so gonna get butchered for mispronouncing this name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call her over, and I'm gonna see if I can jump down and land on her. Let's do this.
All
right.
You actually
You missed your break
you
the
can
neck.
call it and summon it up to you, or you can just tell it to stay there and then try and jump on it.
Well, the thing
however
is
you wanna
that
do it.
she can't like float down, right? She doesn't have like reduced fall damage.
No, I
or
don't think
anything.
you have like levitate or anything that allows you
Yeah.
to do that.
Jazz.
So I'll just
Do a random spell. See
All right,
what
give me
happens.
acrobatics
wait.
then.
Actually,
wait,
hold on.
AJ, do you have anything that could help me?
A random spell. Use your random
there's
wand.
that platform thing
Okay.
I have. Go open up my spell shit. Let's see. Dancing light, minor illusion.
Ain't I a stinker?
Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah, I don't have that description in there, unfortunately.
It's just a floating disc that I can have hover.
I just want to make sure it can hover up there. Something tells me it can only hover so high off the ground, but let me. Of course.
That's not jazz.
That's not jazz.
Bear with me for a second here.
Grr, rar, honey, claws.
What?
I'm bearing with him.
Oh. Yo!
3 foot diameter force disc carries up to 500 pounds. Follows you if you move more than 282 in the player's handbook. Let's see. What
Bring out the D&D handbook.
I don't know. Wamp, wamp, wamp.
Wham! Vivian jumps down, breaks her neck, and dies. That's it. The end.
Make a new character.
Oh. Just like completely.
It floats 3 feet above the ground in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. Disc remains for that duration. Blah, blah, blah.
Guess that's not too helpful then.
Nope. Can it break my fall?
It can move across uneven terrain or up and down stairs, slopes, and the like, but it can't cross an elevation change of 10 feet or more.
Alright.
Use your random wand and see if you make something that she can crush.
Okay.
How does he use his random wand, Jared?
But the thing is you can create it in an unoccupied space within the range of the spell, so you can create it 30 feet away from you.
Oh,
So
okay,
you might
so
be able to cast it up there on the throne, and then she jumps on it, and then it would pretty much just slowly take her down. But
Do it.
do it.
I would
Sounds
accept
good
that.
to me.
It is done.
Okay, so he does that,
Yes.
and you see the 3 foot diameter disc appear in front of you, and it's kind of hovering there, and you jump on it, and it kind of gives you this nice little slow descent down, and you guys are at the bottom. And-
Nice.
Hey, Oktook is still standing through the portal going like, what is taking
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah, because he doesn't see a portal where he is. He's just standing in the field, and he sees Karala over there, and he's like, I thought they would be coming after, but
Okay,
seems like they're
while
waiting.
he's looking around, I pick up a rock and I throw it to the teleporter at him.
Roll me a attack. I want to see if you hit him in the face.
Okay.
It's a throne, so it's Dex is the. Do you have any
What?
ranged weapons?
But I have my dagger.
Yeah, just roll the dagger, and we'll treat that as a rock. As a thrown.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You roll a natural 20. Yeah, you throw it, and it hits him square in the forehead, and he falls down on his ass, and he's holding his head. And you don't
just
like you see his mouth moving, but you don't hear what he's saying. But you can imagine it's like, oh, that hurts so bad.
I just
Oh, and he's like shaking back and forth, like, oh, but you don't hear any words.
that I have right now is just him standing in the middle of a field, like the camera's out in the middle of the field, like in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, I don't and then a rock just appears out of nowhere and just smacks him
Yeah,
straight.
and like the camera zooms in, and his eyes go cross, and right in the forehead, and he falls
Has a
down.
little like fucking like Tweety bird spinning around.
Yeah.
Cade laughs hysterically and then steps through the teleport.
All right. As you step
And my little
through,
dragon's laughing too. He thinks that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's like, and
He
coughs
laughs
up a little
himself
smoke.
into a watermelon.
Yeah, he coughs some smoke, and then the smoke spills out. LOL.
Oh my god.
That's better than anything I could have come up with.
But as you walk through, you hear Oktook before you see him. You hear, oh shit, what was that? Ow! Right in that freaking forehead.
Right in the
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh. And then you see him, and he's like rolling around on the ground. You see Krill in the distance.
And then I go, "Get up, you little bitch."
Oh jeez.
Was that you? You are such a dick sometimes.
Was what me?
Guardian, my ass.
I look at him, I say, "Get up, you little bitch," and then I offer my hand out to help him get up.
Damn, you've got a strong right hand. Oh, it's like the rock's still like in his head. Like he pulls it off, throws it on the
He
ground.
looks like Big Boss from fucking MGS
Yeah.
5 permanently now. It's
Yeah.
just embedded into his head for the rest of his life.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I hope you've got Vivian down. It looked like she needed some, and then I assume everybody else will be coming through. Oh, it's up to you guys. I assume the other two are coming through, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we're coming through.
All right, don't let me assume. Don't let me tell you
Yeah.
what you're doing. You close the portal and say ha ha ha, and then you join Dykoth, and we split the
Wow,
campaign.
what a plot twist.
Yeah, what a twist. And so you guys all come through, and you're all looking at each other, and Oktook is holding his head, and you see Korilla in the distance. And it sounds like music is playing, as if like maybe some sort of a festival is going on.
Ooh, that's the piece.
I love festivals.
All right, let's head to Korilla.
Let's go there.
All right, this isn't a like huge city. It probably holds maybe 1,000 people. It's a pretty good size, but it seems like the city has seen its fair share of battles. It is right next to the rift. The wind from the rift is always present. There's always a mild wind, and you can see the rift in the distance. It's just valley from here to the rift, so you can see it. It's like it decorates the entire eastern side of your vision. It's just this
Do they
wall
just
of
like
wind.
have like all these pipes and tubes next to it that make it like play beautiful music?
Ooh, that's really
Well,
cool.
they haven't gotten that far yet. They're kind of. It looks like they're through 75 to 80% done rebuilding from something that may have happened. You see some wrecked buildings. It appears some time ago maybe that there was probably a raid or something here that destroyed a lot of this village, and they're in the midst of rebuilding it. And at this point, it is about 8 o'clock at night.
Glad to
But
see
it's
they're
still daylight.
festivalizing
It's still
even when
daylight.
everything's destroyed.
I'm sorry?
Good to see that they're still festivalizing even though everything's kind of destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's again like 75 to 80% of it is rebuilt. So, there you can see them in there singing and dancing. There seems to be a guard outside of this. These wooden stakes that are stuck in the ground that are sharpened to a point, but they're still in the process of being rebuilt, kind of. And so you would imagine if you had a good sized army, you could easily just destroy this town. It doesn't have the greatest defenses.
Okay.
You walk in, and the guard looks at you and just kind of takes a few steps back, and he actually will bow to all of you guys.
Can my little dragon just
very
be on my
respectful.
shoulder always?
Sure, yeah. He will notice it, and he does not even say a word. He just gets out of your way. All of your guys' way, especially the one with the dark skin. Oh, freak.
Jeez.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
That sounded
called
racist,
Jared.
but if you know my campaign, it's not racist.
Somebody called Jared, except for the guy with the dark skin.
Man, that was I didn't think about that all the way through. But anyway, so you guys get in the city and you see that they're dancing around this big old bonfire in the center of the city, and there are
Atop
6
the bonfire
virgins
is a
tied
bunch
to a
of
pole. No, what?
I said, and atop the bonfire is a bunch of children.
Oh, I said 6 virgins. Well, same thing. No, but no, they're dancing around this big bonfire, and they're singing. In common, they're singing this song about the blessings of Pelor and so on, et cetera, et cetera. And they seem to like the kids are all getting involved, and everybody's just drinking, and like there's like this like table set up outside, and like these like barrels of ale are sitting out, and they're just pouring drinks. It's like this huge festival almost. You know, there's a mini roller coaster. No, but there is actually like this kind of a makeshift ride where there's like these 2 boards. It looks like a teeter-totter on like a spring, and 2 kids are on it, and the guy's pushing it down so that it's bouncing the kids up and down. That's about as the extent of the technology of rides in this current era. So, and the kids. So everybody seems very happy, and their spirits are lifted.
Yay.
All right, and I'm supposed to be
Fine
looking
nation
for somebody, right? So,
Yes, you are looking for a person by the name of Devron.
Chevron.
right.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call it.
Chevron. But
So,
Devron.
Yeah,
I
of
need to
Chevrolet.
find
Chevron.
Devin. So I look around. Is there anybody that I notice that looks like they might know something? Like I'm trying to find somebody who looks like they.
As you're looking around, you start getting these flashes of images in your head, almost like instant flashbacks, and you see, you're looking at this one building, and all of a sudden you see a flash of it on fire, and like some like a woman crying, holding her kid in her arms, and then the flash goes away, and it's like you're like okay, and then you look over here, and then you see like this person stabbing someone over by this building, and then the flash goes away. And these happen for like every 10 seconds for a good minute, and then they just stop.
Interesting.
Well, this looks like a pleasant festival.
Yeah, and this is only Kade that this happens
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, so it's like, looks like a pleasant festival. What do you think, Kade?
It's like, oh, what can I get you to drink? Somebody's already coming up to you guys, and he's got like 2 beers in his hand, and he's jumping around and spilling all over the place. Doesn't seem to care.
He sounds like my favorite person in the world.
Yeah, sounds like me.
I look at him and I say, "Give me one of the strongest things you got, and a little shot for this guy." And I kind of look towards my little
He
dragon.
says, "Ha! Some fire water over here for the tough guy." And he's like, "Oh, that is an awesome dragon you've got there." And he's like, "May I?" And he's like attempting to like put his finger on it to pet it.
Oh.
I look at him and go, "That's up to him." And I like point to the dragon.
Like goes to pet it, and the dragon like latches onto his finger, but his mouth is so tiny that it doesn't do anything. And he's like, "Oh, that's adorable."
It's
He's like a little fight in this one.
Yeah.
I like that.
The dragon starts sucking it like it's a nip.
Oh.
But because his teeth are like a little sharp, he's just getting like a little blood, like it's just tasting.
Yeah, and he gets some blood in his system, and then he like grows 6 times the size and eats the guy.
He literally crushes me like a minivan spawning on top of me, and I just fucking.
But so yeah, he does that. The guy's like, "Oh, adorable." Or do you have your unicorn with you by any chance? Or
Yeah, I don't think I've not summoned her yet. Like, I mean, not unsummoned her, so she's still out.
yeah, so he sees the dragon, and that's awesome. And then he sees a unicorn, and he's kind of like I'm sorry, I didn't get your guys' name. And he's like looking at the unicorn like he's never seen anything like it before. And he had the same look for the dragon, don't get me wrong, but I mean, as far as he knows, it could have just been a little, you know, what do they call those things? A pseudo dragon or whatever. Just like something like a small little thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a dragon because it's so tiny.
Oh,
But,
it's a. I know what you're talking about.
But a unicorn is a rare sight indeed, and he's looking at it like with this just shock and awe, and people are starting to like that are dancing around the fire one by one are starting to notice you guys walk in, a dragonborn, an elf with a wood elf with a unicorn, and then a guy who is shed in all black skin with these purplish lines going through his skin, and they all kind of like they'll stop what they're doing, look at you guys, and be like talk to each other for a little bit, and then they'll be like, and then they kind of like get right back into the rhythm of the dance and stuff, and continue dancing. But they definitely all notice you guys.
Oh, you know, we're this traveling circus. You know, traveled many miles.
Definitely not something you see every day.
I slammed the drink that he gave me, and my little dragon slammed the little drink that he gave him.
Oh.
And then
give
I
me
actually
a Constitution save with advantage, because their strongest drink is still pretty weak compared to Dragonborn.
I'd imagine the little dragon has like a thumb, like a thumbtack. Well, it's not thumbtack. It's like a thimble-sized little drink.
Yeah, you could give a little bit to the dragon. Your dragon drinks it, licks it, and burps like a little tiny little speck match-size flame.
That might have been the worst roll I've ever had.
Well, you have advantage because you're Dragonborn for this, and you drink it and you pound it and you're like, that wasn't so bad. It was a little tingly going down your throat. That's about it.
A little bit of smoke and fire.
Yeah, it felt like you chugged a pop. You know, that little tingly sensation.
Well, I clearly that wasn't enough for Kade, so he's kind of looking around and tries to find the quote unquote equivalent of a bartender around here, because bartenders are good people to ask.
Yeah, you see a guy, I mean, you know, the typical tavern owner, he's wiping down the table outside with got the rag slapped over his shoulder, and he pulls it out, he's wiping glasses. He clearly looks like a tavern owner. And the table's set up right outside of the tavern, so you imagine this is the bartender.
I approach him.
And he's like, oh, a Dragonborn. I don't think we've ever seen any of your kind here around here. What brings you all the way over here to the east side of Karilla? I can't even pronounce my own city's name. I've had a few, excuse me.
I'd tell you it was a teleporter, but you probably wouldn't believe me.
Well, well, either I've had a lot to drink or I'm seeing a Dragonborn, a miniature dragon, and a unicorn, and a wood elf from Van Koon, and then I don't even know, it looks like a drow, but I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a human drow. So either I've had too much to drink, or you guys are definitely unique. So
well, actually, all of those were correct, but that's not a wood elf. It's actually a statue.
Talking statue.
He pours himself another drink. He's like, oh. Well, I'm going to keep drinking till that statue starts talking. No. He's
I look over and like, never start talking.
So now the rest of the session you're forced to just do nothing because of a prank.
Excellent.
All because of a prank on a tavern owner I just met.
He's like, well, what can I... you look like the kind of person that drinks some fire water, as he's already pouring it.
Please.
And he's like, you know... Hold on a minute, I'll be right back. And he goes into the tavern. The doors are open. He goes in and goes behind the counter, and you hear tinkering, like, you know, cups banging against each other and stuff, as if he's getting
There's
something.
like chemistry sounds happening.
You hear bubbling.
Bubbling.
And you hear him casting like somatic components of a spell, and no.
There's like two guys like chanting like Mongolian throat chanting in the background. Spewing the spirit of a deity into it.
While he's doing that, AJ, roll me a knowledge, or just roll me a knowledge arcana. I'll tell you what it's for if you pass. Okay, you notice that the fire is magical in nature. This is essentially the same kind of magic that they use in ever-burning torches. So this fire will essentially burn until they tell it not to burn anymore.
All right,
the
fire.
wood under
You're
it
fine.
doesn't even look like it's burning. So you would imagine that somebody with magical capabilities cast this spell, and they'd have to be somewhat knowledgeable in magics to do it,
All right.
or at least to, create magical items. But you still have to be knowledgeable in magic to do that. So, but with that, also you notice that there is a woman. She's kind of like standing outside of her house, AJ, and she's holding something in her hand, and she's looking at you, and she's smiling. She's giving you this a flirty grin. Now, I know your charisma is 8. You're ugly as shit. So you're probably not used to this.
Shrek.
No, or you're either attractive and your personality sucks balls, or
No.
you
Jared,
have a
you
good
gotta-
personality and you're ugly as shit, or a mixture of the two. Your charisma's 8.
Jared, you didn't have to take a look at his charisma to figure that out.
And spits all over his mic now. So, and then Vivian, you see that all of you will see this, that the town, or village I should say, is comprised mainly of about 80% human. And then the other is just a melting pot of various races. You do see some rather, which is rare, young elves. Usually elves hang out with elves. They don't typically come to cities like this, but it's not unheard of. It's just rare. And you even see halflings, and they look like children, but you know they're halflings because they got super hairy feet. So he comes back, and he's got this little vial, and he pours it into your drink, and he's like, "This is sure to even impress a dragonborn." And he stirs, shakes the cup a little bit to stir it in, and he slides it over to you, and he's got this huge grin on his face.
Was that?
I want to know if I can check it before he drinks it.
Oh, yeah.
You sure can. I mean, you see all this happening, unless he just grabs it and chugs it without you being able to do anything.
Okay, so you checked it?
Yeah, I'm going to check it. Make sure it's all good.
So what, investigation? What do I do?
I think so.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What is going on? You're trying to... So you're checking the drink?
Yep.
Yeah, just give me a...
Investigation?
I want to say either knowledge, arcana, or medicines doesn't seem right. Yeah, go with medicines though. Medicine. I mean, I know, just because it seems more alchemy based.
I don't think you're gonna see shit in that there, Mike.
Yeah. It looks like an ale to you. I mean, it's like you're like, well, without actually having any of the powder that he put in there, there's no way I could tell. It's essentially the conclusion you're coming to.
All right, so I drink it. Because YOLO.
All right, you explode. No, roll
I
me.
immediately start bleeding from the inside.
Roll
You
me a
basically
Constitution
drank
save.
more blood.
This time with disadvantage.
Oh shit.
Get
Hopefully I'll get rolled better
Get
this time.
Shreked. That's actually the name of the powder you put in there. Get Shreked.
I almost rolled on Mike's account.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
And best. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
You, ever since you've been a Dragonborn, this is probably the most buzzed you've ever felt. But even then, well, I don't know. Has your character been drunk? We're going to say that he hasn't. And you feel slightly lightheaded, and you feel kind of good. You
For the
are
first
starting
time
to
in-
remember what it's like to be buzzed. And as this is happening, another flash, like a flash of vision comes, and you see, you're looking into the door of the tavern that's open, and you see a flashback of you sitting in there as well. It looks like you, Actually, you don't know what you look like as a human, so ignore I said that. You see a kid sitting in a chair that has scales. No, that just looks strangely, oddly familiar. And he's sitting in a chair as two other people are sitting on either side of him. The male is having a drink, and the female is playing some sort of like, I don't want to say patty cake, but some sort of game with you to keep you busy. And then it goes away. And I'm already going to say you. I already let the cat out of the bag, so.
I'm going to pretend it's not me.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm sorry.
You're not? Since when? Could have pulled me.
You're the DM.
Oh, my hat? It's New York Rangers. It's a hockey team. I'm sure you know that, but. So, yeah, you see that as you chug this drink. You guys see him chug this drink, and he seems to be mildly unfazed. I don't know, maybe a slight grin. Maybe he shows a little teeth from a grin. I don't know.
I fist bump my little dragon.
Yeah, you hear a little ping. No. Yeah, you fist bump your dragon, and you knock him 30 feet because you are a dragonborn,
I was
and he's
actually
a
going to go
tiny
the opposite.
dragon.
I fist bump my dragon, and I, like, shake my hand out like it really hurt to fist bump him. Like, he has, like, some of the most crazy fist bumps ever. Okay, so I drink it. Nobody says anything.
Yeah, your dragon climbs up and starts like licking the what's on your lips or whatever, and it sneezes.
Oh.
Love him.
So, Kade, is that like the strongest thing you've ever had?
What gave you that impression?
I don't know. You seem to be a little bit not grumpy as usual.
No, trust me, I'm still grumpy.
Oh, okay.
So then I look at the bartender, and I say to him, "I'm looking for someone."
Sorry, I'm answering a question on Twitch.
And then
I
the
apologize.
bartender doesn't answer.
Yeah, he's like, you see him like he's on his phone. He's clearly on Facebook, or no, Magebook. Sorry.
Magebook.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense because
Okay,
it's not a mage.
I'll just answer the question out loud since I've already
brain.
destroyed the roleplay there. Sorry.
Face.
He's on Timber.
Fish and chips. Can I play? I'm sorry. I think we're just doing the four of us. We're not we're not adding any other people. So I apologize. But well, if you're interested in playing a game with us, we'll definitely keep you in mind for future games. Definitely we'll be running games with people on Twitch in the future. So and I hate wearing my hat backwards. So I'll do it for a second just for you, buddy. But see,
he doesn't like it because it makes him feel cool. And
yeah, I don't like feeling cool.
Like he's been so used to being a nerd his entire life. He's like, this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, and that's why my sunglasses are sitting ever so slightly to the side here.
No, actually, Jared, the problem isn't that you don't like feeling cool. It's that you're afraid it's going to take over. Like, as soon as you turn your hat backwards, you just want to start giving kids swirlies and shit.
It just gives me false hope because I know I'm not cool, and if I start feeling cool, then I'll give myself the wrong idea. So, anyways, what was it that you were saying?
Don't be someone that you're not.
I completely just went right off the tracks. What was it
I looked at the bartender, and I told him that I was looking for somebody.
And he's like, sure, I know everyone in this town. Who are you looking for?
I believe his name is Devron.
All right, so he's like in mid-drink, and he stops mid-drink,
he spits,
and it's like running down his beard, and he pulls the drink away and wipes his beard off, and he's like, may I ask why? He's like, I don't mean to pry, but... he's got this like a saddened look on his face.
Kade says, honestly, I kind of wish I could tell you more, but all I know is that he's supposed to have some answers for me.
He says, I know Devon sounds like a male name, but it is actually a female.
Is that my mom?
What? What about your mom?
I said, is it my mom?
Oh, I thought you were like, your mom did something in your house or something, and you're like, was that your mom?
No.
Oh, I was pausing so you could address the situation. All right. He's like, I don't know if it's your mom. No, I'm just kidding. No, he says Devron, she passed away quite some time ago in the last attack on the village. It's like I can show you the cemetery, and of course I know what's going through your head. Why in the hell would he tell me to seek out a dead person? I know.
Well, I was gonna say that to the crew, but thanks, mind reader.
Sorry. I have a tendency
I
of
lean
jumping
over to the
gun.
crew and I would say, and I basically say that I go, "Why are we looking for someone who's dead?"
Ha! Called it.
And then while that happens, he obviously interrupts and says, "I can show you the grave if you want." And then we're like, "Okay," so we go.
Okay.
So you guys walk to the other side of the town, and there you see there's this fenced-in area, and it seems like this is probably they spent the most time building this area than any other area in the village. It's probably the first area they built. It's the graveyard.
Well, on the way to the graveyard, we see a nice little like B&B, and Jazz goes in and takes a nap for a little while because he's peacing out.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, he's like, I don't care what that woman looking at me says. I'm too tired for this shit. This realm is hurting my eyes. I'm going to bed.
He needs to rest his eyes. So Jazz, Mike, who's been playing Jazz, he's got to get up for work in the morning, so he is ducking out just so all the audience is aware.
Yeah. So
that means I can get the mic closer to me.
means I get to role play him. Well, that just means that what's his face? Oktook's got to step up his game and role play a little more.
There you go. I keep forgetting he's even here because he said like.
I know he
4
hasn't
things
said
the
anything.
entire-
I've just been more engrossed in what you guys are doing.
Oktook is preoccupied with.
Oktook too busy writing story.
Writing most epic story ever.
It is called the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of Rings.
Lord of Rings. It is very original.
And Harry Potter.
It's no, he's writing the Lords of the Ring.
Yeah. The Lords of Harry Potter.
Lords of Harry Pussy.
Yes, yes. This will sell many books. So, yeah, so you see AJ go into the inn or just someplace where it says you can sleep
Somewhere.
here. And a random bush, and just sleeps in it. No.
He thinks it's like a B&B, but it's really just like a pile of rubble. He just like crawls in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's
it's better than the condition. Even if he laid right there on the grass, it'd be better than the conditions he's probably used to in the Shadow Realm.
Okay, so that character that was flirting with him is probably important. Are we going to find out about that now, or is that going to be something?
important.
Well,
In
if
fact,
she's
her
for
head
the fucking
explodes and she's
charisma-
dead. So there. No.
All right, cool.
No.
I go up with my dagger and I stab her to find out why she was important.
Okay. Well, the game's over. She was kind of the most important person in the campaign.
The second your blade enters her, another raid happens on Kerala and everyone dies.
But no. So yeah. So when he goes inside, she kind of has this disappointed look on her face, and she will go inside her house. But none of you guys are paying attention to that because who gives a shit? You guys, so you'll see Kade go to the grave, like the tavern owner lead him over to the graveyard. You can follow if you wish, Vivian.
Okay. Sure.
You notice that the bonfire is giving off the perfect amount of heat. Not too hot, not too cold. But you can roast marshmallows in it.
Right.
And when you get to this nice, fenced-in graveyard, you see that there is these two very large headstones, or whatever you call them, that they seem to have this the symbol of Palor on each one of them, and right on in big letters is whatever your character's last name is.
Wait. Lore check. Is it my current last name or my
in
real...
your backstory you don't give names, but I figured you'd want to be the one to name your last name, so that's kind of why we're in this situation right now.
Oh, you should have given me some warning.
Well, I didn't
keep going,
because
I'll
of
think.
spoilers. Yeah, I know I could have asked, but I didn't. So fill in the blank. They're just two headstones, and they're just like these blank lines.
Let's go with something super, super, super generic and go with Miller.
Okay. So Miller. I'm not going to write that down. Well, I'll write it down here, but it'll get lost.
Last name Miller, first name Greg.
No, fuck it, Smith.
Smith.
Oh.
Excellent.
They were
last
Smiths.
name.
The Smiths.
All right, so you see Smiths written on, really big on these two headstones, and as you get closer and you go up this nice little path, it seems like they've got their own little mound designated here, and it says Devron and Colt. It seems to be like a husband and wife, and then right in between them is another headstone, and it says. No,
Oh my God.
no, I could have sworn you gave me a name you had before Kade, but you didn't. It says your full name.
You gotta stop telling me it's my full name. My character doesn't know that. Nobody
it
knows.
says Efdorius Erudite. I don't even know how to say your character's name.
It's Erudite.
So
That's
it says
right.
that.
But that's not my character's born name.
Well, whatever your character's born name is, it says that.
I thought you were gonna write. Okay.
This isn't lore
Okay,
accurate.
it says
Marcus.
no. I can
Marcus
come up with
Smith.
it. I just
Marcus
figured
Smith.
you would want to come up with your character's born name. That's all.
Fine. I just would. It would have been nice to have a little forewarning.
no,
Marcus Smith.
On the spot.
Marcus
That's how we
Smith.
roll. So Miller Smith, it says. No. So yeah, it says Marcus Smith there, and it says it has the year you were born, and then a dash, and then the year, which is probably about how long you've been a Dragonborn. Maybe not even a year. So this year's date probably even on it.
No, I've been a Dragonborn for a while.
Okay, well, whenever you became a Dragonborn, that year is on the tombstone. Your character's connecting the dots. That's why I'm not too concerned about spelling it out for you.
Well, I'm just making sure that it's clear for the other.
No, I get it. I get it. If it were me, I would want to come up with all the names. So that's why I'm.
Yeah,
But,
well,
yes.
that's fine. The Kade was 15 when he became a Bat Dragonborn, so
Okay.
it would be 20.
So
whatever.
6 months ago.
All this information.
Well, I wasn't. No, because Kade's 34 now.
Yeah. So then, yeah, a long time ago.
Right. But Kade still doesn't remember any of this, so like he's just kind of.
Yeah, but you see, you don't. Yeah, so when you see this this headstone that has your name on it, you get a flashback of these two people calling, like the eyes that you're looking out of in the flashback, calling you this name.
Marcus.
And it kind of flashes really quick, and yeah. So take that however you will.
Okay. And now, I'm sorry, I might have missed part of the setting. You said that these are off in like their own separate spot. Like this is like.
Yeah, they have like
they
it's like this huge like imagine it as it's like almost like a temple dedicated to this grave. It's like a very well built graveyard.
Okay, but it's a graveyard. There's other graves in here.
Yeah, but these three graves are up on like this like big hill, so you had to like kind of climb these stairs to get to it. They're like way above.
There's
all
no
the
other
ones.
graves on the
No,
hill.
just these
It's just-
three.
Doesn't sound like my backstory, but go ahead.
Jared's like, I wrote this campaign.
Yeah, I read your backstory. I swear.
I told him that they were non-remarkable people. Why are they special?
Yes, I know. It's the first sentence in your background. I realize that. You're gonna have to find out why they're remarkable.
All right, that's fine. That's completely fine. I love it.
If you
Go
said
ahead.
there's absolutely no way that they could ever have done anything good in their life, then maybe we'd be having a different conversation right now.
Just making sure.
Unremarkable is eye of the
Yeah.
beholder.
Cool. Let's do
So-
it. So,
So,
That's what you see.
So-
And that's the flashback you get. Vivian, you are standing wherever you want to be standing.
I'm standing right next to
And
Kate. She's
your
like,
unicorn
so
is
who
eating
these
some of the
people?
grass.
yeah, I was gonna say while we're looking at the grave, I got my flashback, and I look to the tavern guy, assuming that he's still there, and I say, so who were these people?
Oh, you're saying that to the tavern owner, you said?
Yeah, that's why I said I say that to the
No, I
tavern.
was reading something. I apologize. I glanced at
Jared.
Twitch for a second, and you had to talk. Jeez.
Minus 1 action point.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
minus
take it
one
from my
GM.
infinite pool. All right. So yes, he is gone. No, he says. It says. Well, here's how the story goes. Blah blah blah. Years ago, I didn't do the math. When the
17.
raiders attacked the village here, is these two people here, and Devron being included, were they basically they set up a shelter for everybody to get into, and they were able to, but they unfortunately they were locked outside, with their child, so it said. It said that the child. People inside of the shelter said that the child was taken, but then others say that he was killed. But somehow they managed to prevent the raiders from getting inside of the shelter. It was a lot was going on, and there was these flashes of light, and then next thing we know, there are dead raiders everywhere, and then including Devron and the other guy.
Okay.
There was no trace of the baby found, but we made this grave because babies don't. We can only assume the worst, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they died heroes.
Okay, do these people ring any bells to you? Like,
Colt.
are
Thank you, Colt.
companions or
Why?
anything?
Why would they ring any bells?
Well, a Dragon Man said that, Devron might be linked to your past. So, obviously she's 6 feet under. But I don't know, like maybe it's jogging some memory, maybe any clue to lead to other things that might. I'm just getting a grasp here because all I'm seeing, no offense, there's just two random people's graves and a third one. Granted, they're heroic, but I fail to see how this links to you learning more about yourself, Kade.
I'm just as confused as you.
Is there any relatives or close friends to these people that we can talk to? Ask the tavern keeper.
I'm sorry. Say that again. Again, I was reading something. I apologize.
Jared. Don't.
You're the worst general manager.
I know
ever.
I am. I'm terrible. It won't happen again. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's fine. Were there anyone very close to the Smiths that we can talk to? Maybe a very close relative or a family friend?
It's the Millers.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Then there's the Jones, and then the Browns.
Okay. Well, maybe we should make a visit to the Millers to see if they've got anything to help you out, Kate. If you want.
Sure.
Okay.
And after he says sure, like this entire time that you guys have been having this conversation, Cade's just kind of been staring at the graves, just kind of like contemplating, and he's really never broken eye contact. Like the entire time that you guys had a conversation, the entire time the guy was telling him the story, the entire conversation you guys had, and every time Kade replied to you, his eyes never really broke.
Roll me a damn it.
A dice.
Insight check, Kade.
Insight.
And you can roll it too, Vivian.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole time this barkeep was talking.
Insight.
Damn!
Wow.
I'm insightful as shit, yo.
Kade and Vivian, when he was telling his story about how they died and everything, you feel like he was lying. Like there was no truth to any word he was saying.
It's so funny, Jared. Thank you for clarifying that, because I'm sitting here like listening to the story, and I'm just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like what? There has to be something here that's like a reason for that. But I'm like just listening to it. I'm like, this no. Okay, I'm sure Jared knows what he's doing.
Change my background on me?
Yeah, I know. Like I literally said to myself, I'm like, Jared knows what he's doing. Let him go. In my brain, I'm just like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, can we take literally 6 seconds? I'm about to pee myself.
All right.
Go ahead.
So yeah, you could tell that there is not much truth in the words that he said, and almost as if like he was. I mean, the reason why they didn't feel like there was much truth in it is because it seems like he was kind of covering up something, or I don't. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Well, like I said, Kate's been kind of just staring at this grave, and he actually approaches it and kind of kneels down in front of the Marcus grave. And does my dagger do anything when I approach it?
In fact, it does.
Hey!
The letters on the tombstone kind of change. You don't notice this, Vivian, but he does. They kind of sparkle in that gold tone, kind of in the same kind of manner that the tomb that you read in the Shadow Realm long time ago. And it's this writing that only you can understand. You can only see it. But you know at this point now that this is the language of the Guardians, and only they can read it. And it's it says, "Here lies the offspring of the." I'm trying to word it to where it's more clever than just straight out says what it is. Here lies the son. Yeah, the son of Devron, summoner of the undead, or something like that. But way well worded than that. It's essentially basically giving you a clue.
Okay, what was the clue? Because I'm not understanding what you're trying to say.
Devron
is the summoner of undead?
It says duck, goose. No, hold on. Yeah.
It said Devron, summoner of the undead. So.
So I was thinking, I was like, all right. So what happened is I was writing the session, and I got to the details of everything, and when I got to this point, I kind of ran out of time. But I know the bullet points, what I want to happen. So instead of just saying what the tombstone says, instead you're just gonna get a vision. It's just easier. Because I know what would happen. It's just saying it in words that make sense in a foreign language. It didn't work out. So here's you're gonna look at the tombstone, and all of the letters and all of them. We're gonna say something. Each tombstone is gonna say something, but they start glittering, and then you get a vision. You see, you're 15 years old, and you're, you don't know it's you, I guess. I don't know. But you see a kid who's 15 years old, and his parents who, basically, they're scolding him for, one thing or another.
Racing the dead.
Now, am I seeing it through his eyes, or is this like a third person?
You're seeing it through his eyes, but you know that you're like a 15-year-old. But you hear that they're saying there's nothing we can do. They want us to leave now, and you feel like you kind of feel the emotions that this person's feeling, and you feel sad and like you're a freak, or that that you're causing all of these problems for these two people, whoever.
No one can see this right now, but I am just getting like this shit-eating grin on my face. It is a really weird feeling to have an idea, give it to somebody, and then like it start to unfold in front of you.
Yeah.
Like it's such a cool feeling. Like shit's starting to click in my face. I'm just like, oh shit,
That's awesome.
starting to happen.
And then that's it. No. So
There you go.
They're saying. You see the woman is kind of like, this is the man addressing you. The woman is kind of in a chair behind him, and she's crying. And he says they're said that they're gonna kick us out of the village if you don't leave. They're calling you a freak, and they say that you're a bad omen, and that bad things are gonna happen. And the person whose eyes you're looking through doesn't necessarily believe them, but doesn't you're kind of like you almost like you saw this coming, but they're not telling you the whole story. And you kind of this person reacts however they would react, and then eventually you see this person flash forward leaving the town. Then the vision goes to the town after you leave. It says several weeks later. No.
It just scrolls across the vision.
Yeah, no. But you see that the town is functioning, and you see that these people are still being kind of shunned. And you zoom into this house, and you see that the woman, she's got this ritualistic looking thing set up in this room. You see she walks into this house, and then there's she pushes on the wall, and there's this hidden room, and she goes in there, and there's all these little candles that she lights up, and this strange marking on the floor and on the walls, and then there's these dolls hanging from the ceiling, and she seems to be shaking back and forth on her knees on the ground, reciting something in a language you don't understand. If I didn't nickel every time I said that. And then you see these hands start coming from the ground around her.
Is she trying to replace her son?
And then she starts you see her sweating profusely, and then the hand and then she loses her concentration, and the hands disappear, and then she just starts crying. She kind of breaks down, and just kind of temporarily faints. Fast forward a little bit more, they're sleeping, and you see this dark figure walk into the room. You only see the outline of it, and it's a little darker than the actual darkness of the room. And you see these red eyes, and you see it approach her and look over her, and it starts marking, writing these things with its finger across her body as she's sleeping. And the text does not look like anything that you've ever seen before, or any language you've ever read before. And then it leaves.
What is going on?
Yeah,
Well, it's creepy.
So fast forward a little bit further, and you notice that your mother she looks very pale, and her hair is falling out. I'm going to call her your mother because we all know out of game it's your mother. But
nobody in game, including
nobody
Kade,
in game knows this. Her hair is falling out, and her skin it looks like she's aging really quickly. And the husband looks perfectly normal. And you hear them. She goes back into this room, and she continues these prayers. And this time you see all of these hands come up again, but this last time you see a smaller hand come up, and what appears to be the head of maybe a child, and you hear her moan, if I could have one wish, which doesn't say it like that. It says it more like a woman, and then you see her head kind of tilt back, and her eyes glaze over. And she starts violently shaking. And the next thing you know, you hear bells ringing outside as if, the city's under attack. And the father runs out, and it's basically all of these... they look like undead bandits or undead raiders. They've all got the red eyes, and they're attacking and slaughtering everyone. And he's shaking the woman, and he's like, come, something's going on. You got to stop this. And she's kind of drooling all over her face, and he's pours water over her and snaps her out of it. and she goes outside and beholds the horror that she's created, and she essentially she says, "Everyone, get to the shelter," and she takes this knife and she carves something in the ground, and then slits her own throat, and the blood pours into the little crevices of the symbol, and the undead just start exploding. And you hear her say, "If I can't have my son, then there's no point in living," as she does this. And the father, after everything happens, he's like holding this door shut and like making sure that nothing gets in, because he kind of has an idea that it's her, so he's not as afraid to be outside as everybody else. And when he sees what she does, he goes through this state of depression, and he ends up taking his own life. And but the town, little do they know that she's actually the cause of what destroyed it, and she actually turned out to look like a hero. So,
And the vision ends, I'm guessing.
huh?
And then
Yeah.
the vision ends, or
Yeah, but you do see a familiar face at some point in all of this. The figure, it did resemble the visage of Daikoth. I mean, you probably already knew that, but just to confirm,
I had some
it did look like Daikoth. Now he's got many forms. It looks like similar forms, similar height, similar. He's the red eyes and everything. So you feel like even before all of this, he's been like you're kind of getting that feeling like he's been watching you for a lot longer than you probably think.
So was she just trying to like summon a new baby, or was she trying to like?
No, it looked kind of like that. Or
Yeah, it looked like
but
she was trying to get a new one.
You don't know exactly. You don't know exactly what she was doing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the vision doesn't give you that much information. It just kind of
Okay, so she looked like the hero, but you said that when we had insight that it was clear that he was lying.
because
but how would he be?
he knows what really happened.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right, so I come to, and I kind of stumble back onto my ass away from the gravestone for a second, and my poor little dragon gets knocked off because it was a pretty big guy. And I kind of sit there and pant and kind of look around, and then I eventually grab him and put him on my shoulder, and I immediately get up, and I immediately walk over.
When you think shoulder, it just climbs on your shoulder. You don't have to put it up there if you want. I know it's
No, he needs to pick him up. It's cuter.
it's specifics, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry I interrupted. That was pointless. Go ahead.
And I immediately go towards the tavern owner, and it's clear that I'm holding back some reactions that Kade really wants to do, but it eventually results in Kade just kind of getting a little too much into his grill for his comfort, while clearly, restrained. And Kade says, "You and I both know that's not the truth."
He says, "Listen, I was told that a Dragonborn would come here, and if I said anything to him, that it would be what happened before, but tenfold. You gotta believe me."
What do you mean?
It's like we're always being watched. We're not safe. Some evil forces watching us.
Kade,
my cat's meowing. I'll be right back.
I
Sorry.
heard
Sorry.
it.
It's gonna keep meowing until I let it in. So.
Let me in, Dad, you dick. Man, some shit's getting revealed.
Yeah,
And
Vivian's
Vivian
just
knows
like,
nothing of it.
yeah,
She
she's
has
just
no
like,
idea.
right, well, Kate's just having
Or not.
another.
Or
let's,
just run downstairs.
What a cat.
Man,
She was just bothering you, and then as soon as you went to the door, she's like, "I don't want to go in
I
there."
opened the door. I think it scared her. But
Mommy.
anyways, as you were saying,
Kade looks around, and then looks back at him, and says, "So what? By talking to me, the skeletons are going to return?"
Skeletons.
He's like, it's not the skeletons I'm afraid of.
Then what is it that you are afraid of?
He says, he's like, what all did you see when you looked at that tombstone? This
Not
takes
enough.
a step back away from you. He says, well, there was a dark force. You know the person that I said was looking out the window and saw that the baby was taken? That person was me. I saw everything that happened, and I saw her carve the symbol in the ground and cut herself and then them disappear. I knew that she came out there and she knew exactly what to do. But that night I had a dream, and a figure approached me with red eyes and said that if I said a word of this to anyone, that he would make sure that I suffered and every generation after me did. And he said that and he mumbled something to himself about it's all part of his plan. I don't understand what he meant by that.
So this is just the story you came up with to satisfy the village folk.
Yes, he did tell me to make it look like they were heroes, and it was the easiest solution.
Okay, well then do you know what happened to the kid?
And he told me that if a dragonborn came here asking questions, to make sure that he knew that they were heroes and not. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. He seems terrified right now. He's like, he said all this would happen. I can't believe. I mean, I didn't know if it was a dream, and here we are. Is
there anything I can do to like protect this dude? Because I kind of feel bad.
Vivian, you're hearing this entire conversation, I assume.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as ever because I'm just like, what woman? What skeleton?
Yeah,
what's going on?
I kind of, my posture kind of slouches a little bit. I'm clearly easing up, and I kind of move a little bit away from his face to not make him as uncomfortable. And Kade says, "Look, I didn't really know any of this was going to happen, and I'm sorry if I'm getting you in any trouble, but do you know what happened to the kid?"
I'm sick of living in this fear. It's like, you know what? I'm done playing these evil games, and I kind of interrupted you. So, what exactly did you say?
I asked him if he knew what happened to the kid.
Oh, he said, well, the kid, I believe the kid left before all of this. I believe his name was, what did we say, Marcus?
Yeah.
He's like, the thing is that we kind of thought he was a freak. We thought he was not a freak, but a bad omen. We thought that he would be what brought ruin to the city, and in fact, I believe that getting rid of him is what led his mother to do the things that she did.
Bad omen. Why?
Well, not much is known about Dragonborns, and there is a prophecy that has been written that the mage has told me in drinking that when the Dragonborn, when the dragon is born, the shadow will rise, I guess is how it goes.
So you're saying the kid was a dragonborn?
Yes.
So as soon as he says yes, Kade kind of takes a couple steps back and turns to the graves. And he's looking at them, and it's almost like one of those movie montage, like memory things, like it's cutting between him and these thoughts, these glimpses, and all this shit that's going on. And he looks back at the tavern owner, and he says, "It's me, isn't it?"
Yes, I didn't want to say anything, but it must be.
As soon as that is said, Kade kind of looks at the ground, and his eyes.
As soon as he, okay, well, two things are gonna be happening at the same time here. Say what you're gonna say.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Kade, you know, his eyes are looking at the ground, and he's like glancing back and forth, just kind of trying to process everything, and he turns towards the gravestones, and kind of, you know, gets really close to them, and then I don't know what your plan is in terms of me getting my memory back, but I was thinking maybe this might be a good time for some of that shit to start jogging.
Oh yeah, it's gonna start pumping back into you rather quickly.
Okay, so what was the
you know, it's the spark. The spark has been lit,
right,
so now it's
right.
just a burning. So as he says, as you say, it was me, wasn't it? And he says yes. You know, and he seems. It's almost like when he says it with like a sigh of relief and an acceptance, as if he knew something bad was going to happen. And as soon as he confirms it, you see the ground beneath him start shaking.
Oh no!
No.
And he notices it, and he starts backing up. And he says, "At least I can die, knowing that I wasn't a coward." And when this happens, you see this black hand come out of the ground, and it comes up, and it's almost like it's looking for something, and then it sees the tavern owner. It spots him, and then it just basically, and you guys could do whatever you want to
Can I try to
this.
stab it with my
Yeah, you
dagger?
can do whatever you want.
I try to stab it with my dagger.
All right, roll me attack.
Okay.
And keep in mind that this hand is coming out of the grave of your mother.
Oh, interesting. Come on, baby. Wow, fuck me.
Okay, so Vivian sees that he you know, attacked, and she quickly pulls a bow, and, you know, without question, without anything, she fires a bow.
Can I use an action point to make that connect?
You can.
Because I've yet to use an action point this entire campaign. I figure I might as well. This seems important enough.
Yes,
He has a hero point too. You have 2 hero points. Don't forget that. But I don't think it's that important that you need a hero. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, it's as important as you think it is, or as you want it.
So
I'm not going
okay.
to tell you how important it is.
Okay, can I ask you a question just in a game?
Bony longbow.
Just like in terms of how the game works. If I use an action point and make this, I can how much control when I use an action point do I have? Can I say this connects and it does a bazillion damage? Like
No.
Like what is it?
Like a hero, like a hero point, you could say, like if it was a minor enemy like this, you could say like hero. They're both negotiable. But a hero point, you could say, "Hey, can I kill this?" And I would say yes, and you would give me the hero point, and the thing would die if that was the conversation that happened. With an action point, you got to think powerful, but not as powerful as a hero point. So basically, you could get like a crit on it, or you could automatically hit it. Technically, again, you're supposed to claim that you're using an action point before you make any rolls. But you guys aren't familiar with my campaigns, and I'm in very.
To be honest,
mood,
I completely forgot I even had them until I rolled bad. So yeah, that
happens all the time. So people forget they have them.
You use more than one action point to make a hero point, basically.
And you can also give them to other characters too. You can do whatever. They're your action points to do with whatever you want, and spend them when and however much you want.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make a statement here. If you have 5
action points, you could say, "I want to use all 5 of my action points to make sure this thing's dead," and we can talk.
Well, yeah, I was going to say I'm going to make a statement here. You tell me if I'm saying something that I'm doing that I can't do, and you tell me how much the action is worth. Mm-hmm. I want this to connect. I want it to do like the maximum amount of damage, and I want to be able to see something with my dagger when it hits it.
If
So
you want to kill this thing, I'm gonna need a hero point.
okay.
That's just to kill it. If you want to see something, then I'm gonna require an action point in addition.
You have like 7 of those, Dan. You can easily.
Well, I mean, the action point I'm not worried about.
It's the hero point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and Alex are the only people who've earned a hero point since we started this campaign, and you guys earned it doing something that my character couldn't even do.
But
so,
it's
like,
possible. I'm not
I
saying
can
you're
give
going to.
my
but it's
hero point to
possible.
you, Dan, if you want.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh,
Jared?
sorry.
No, she was saying she can give you her hero point, but I'm saying it's possible to earn points. Like, if you're using them to do something, like, awesome, it's possible to earn points that way, too. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but
Okay, I'm going to use...
it may be worth the risk. I'm not saying it will be, but...
Okay, I'm going to use 1 hero point, so I'm seducing that to 1, and 1 action point, and I'm going to kill this thing, and I want to get some information out of it.
Okay, it laughs at you and kills you instead. No.
God damn it! I knew that was going to happen.
It's got immunity to hero points? No.
Joke's on you, you used the hero point on yourself, and you died. It turns out that you were actually the hand, so you stabbed yourself, and now you're dead.
In
He
Abyssal it
was
says,
saying-
I'm rubber, you're glue. No. No, it, okay, so...
You.
Do you want me to describe the epicness that is the hero point being spent, or do you want to describe it? Because
Can I describe it? Because I got
you
some
most
ideas.
certainly can, but it
Okay.
needs to involve your dagger, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, as this hand is searching for this guy, we kind of all realize what's going on. And the hand is moving and moving and moving, and it basically sees him, even though hands can't see, and it's going to grab him. And this guy is basically taking this sigh of relief, like he's accepted, that he's going to die here.
Mm-hmm.
And Kade grabs the hand by the wrist, pulls it out of the ground, and
Now,
whatever
keep in mind-
comes out...
Sorry, real quick, not to interrupt, but keep in mind the width of this thing's wrist is the width of your body, so it's a very large hand. But you can still grab it, no problem. You use the point. But just so you know how to describe it
I probably can't
cinematically-
pull it out of the ground then if it's that big.
Well, it comes out of the ground, and you can grab it then if you want.
Okay, well, then I grab the hand, and I basically rip it back, and I take my blade, and I put it directly in the wrist of the hand,
Cut
and I
its throat.
pull it all the way down to the elbow.
Nice. Okay, you see all sorts of creatures just pour out of this thing, maggots and and just chunks of there's skulls and bodies, and you see a leg and a head, a severed head. There's all sorts of different things that just pour out of this thing when you cut it open. So the hands shriek, and it shrivels up, and when you stab it, you get a vision. It seems like you're in a very familiar place, a dungeon of some sorts, and you see this clawed figure again that you saw before.
Yeah.
And this time he has these people, these innocent-looking people, chained to the walls. And he points to one, and he's like, no, please, I have children. And when he says that, he just laughs at him. And he takes his hands, and he cuts them off, each one of them off, and he throws them into this, liquid. This, glowy, green/purplish, gooey liquid. This pool in the middle of this dungeon. It's a different part of the dungeon, obviously. And the man... And then he takes the man and he puts him on his knees and sets his head on, forehead against the stone of this pool, the outside of the pool, and you see this man's own hand come out, enlarge, grab him, and pull him in.
No.
And
Does he? It is. No, go ahead. I was going to ask.
and you see the hand kind of almost like the hand is clawing like this as if it's eating it. And it starts turning black and growing, and then the beast is just laughing, and then you come back.
Did he make? Is that how he makes that person that I killed earlier with the hand on the head? Or is that
Well, I mean, whatever you've heard from tonight, you can connect however you want, but I'm not going to answer that because
Until proven otherwise,
Yeah,
I'm going to
there you
assume
go.
that's the case.
And as you get out of this vision, you see that the severed head is the man that you saw in the vision.
No.
Yeah.
And he's
Okay.
like, help me. No.
Oh.
killed me, you bastard!
But the tavern owner falls to his knees and he says, thank you, by the grace and shining light of Palor, thank you. And then another hand comes up and eats him. No, I'm just kidding. That was such a dick move.
I'm assuming that the hand receded into the grave and stuff after that, or am I still holding on to it, or what? Did
It just
turn
shrivels
ash?
there, and it's just like laying on its side,
Turns
shriveled.
to
It's
ash.
still kind of shrieking in pain as all these things are pouring out of it, and then it shrivels, and it just looks like it shrivels to the point of the normal hand size that was originally cut off, and it looks like it's been like your hand does when it's been in water for a long time. It's all pruny, but shriveled. And but it's still black, and then all of this stuff that came out of it is just scattered around the grave site and everything.
Okay. Kade, obviously is panting because that was intense, and he feels like a badass. And he walks over to the tavern owner, who's on his knees, and it was almost comes off like as an aggressive way, but he's not meaning it to be aggressive. He just kind of grabs the tavern owner by like the shirt collar thing and just kind of brings him to his feet.
He's wearing full plate. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah.
Yeah, like basically Kade is trying to help him back up to his feet, but he's doing it in a way that's probably not the...
Oh, yeah, you just kind of lift him up and pick him off and then set him
yeah.
down. You're just full of...
Kade way.
I kind of
awesomeness.
brush him off a little bit, and I look at him, and I say to him, you did good. And I kind of like brush him off a little bit more, and he can either decide to walk away or converse with me.
He says, one question, if I might ask. He says this in like a terrified voice.
Yeah.
He says, why save me after, me along with all of the rest of the village, or the reason you were cast out?
And Kade, that actually kind of hits Kade, and he's almost kind of like conflicted with what to say, because one hand he wants to get emotional and angry, because that's what emotions tend to be, but on the other hand, he's just trying to do good. And he basically looks at the guy and said that it's gonna be so cheesy, but he basically looks at him and just goes, he basically just looks at him and goes, an eye for an eye. And then that's pretty much it. So
Okay, he just kind of, he doesn't really move. He just kind of sits there and just to kind of take in everything that's happened, and he's in shock, and he's in a sad state, and he's got tears running down his cheeks. He's feeling remorse, and he'll just sit there at the gravesite, and he probably won't move unless you force him to.
okay. Kade then, after saying that, he walks back towards the graves, and Kade was feeling, pretty heroic, and he was trying to do the right thing and stuff like that. But seeing these graves, sitting there in front of him, he kind of, I'm assuming, is starting to get his memory back.
Yeah, and as you look over, you're like on this mountain. You got a good view of the city, and you look and you see the people dancing around the fire, and you kind of realize that they're celebrating your parents. I don't know how that makes you feel, but maybe it makes you feel a little peace. Maybe it makes you pissed off. I don't know.
Well, how much is my character getting memory back? Like, I mean, is it? Should we assume?
It's every memory you've had of this village is kind of just flooding your memory right now, and it's coming back. And within the next 5 minutes, you'll probably remember most of everything that happened in this village.
Okay. Well, I'm looking out at everybody celebrating, and my parents and stuff like that, and I'm looking down at my parents, grave or whatever, and again, he was trying to be really, morally upright, because that's just kind of what Kade tries to do. He tries to be, the morally correct, and it's why he spared
You see your wrist as
guy.
a reminder.
And but looking at this, and these memories keep coming back, and Kade is getting all these memories of him being, a kid and changing and becoming an outcast, and his parents, initially trying to deal with it, but then eventually outcasting him. Like they're starting to call, they know he's his son, but he's becoming a freak, and rather than, stick true to Kade and deal with it, they basically kick him out. And, Kade is getting this, like, confliction where he's like, I want to be good, but, my parents, they abandoned me. They kicked me out because I'm a freak. And he's actually getting kind of upset, like physically, like you can kind of see, he's getting upset about it. And he basically looks at the graves of his parents, and he's more conflicted because his mom obviously was trying to get him back and stuff like that. But then he's thinking about how they basically kicked him out and stuff like that. And he basically hulks out,
Hulk smash.
crushes his dad's gravestone, and then just kind of bolts, just like just leaves for a while.
You do get a sense it's this is kind of an external force. It's not. I'm not going to force anything on you, but it's basically, it's basically this thought in your head of how courageous it was to leave in order to protect your parents and stuff, and you're kind of reminded that the of what the Kyentye said, where he was like, I am confident in my decision, and you showed great courage. And you're kind of maybe, don't let me put words in your character's mouth, but you're kind of maybe starting to understand what he's seeing.
Okay, can I ask a clarification on the backstory?
Sure.
In the backstory, my parents kicked me out. Did I leave in your backstory for me? Was that a choice that I made? Because with the way that I initially wrote it, and this can be workshopped as much as you want, is that I was basically kicked out.
Well, the way I'm reading it is that your parents tried as much as they could to keep you in there, but they were being branded as a harbinger of a freak, and it wore them down. And they said they did kind of say, we want you to leave. They didn't kick you out or anything. I know it says in your background that you were outcast, but
because the way
for me, it was like, I don't think that the way I see your parents is, I don't think that they would, any parent, regardless, if my kid turned into a dragon, I wouldn't kick him out. I wouldn't outcast him. Now the town, on the other hand, you were an outcast to them, but you were always an outcast as long as you were dragonborn.
Well,
but your parents could not keep up with it, and they said, you got the feeling, well, if I stay here, then everybody's got to go. Like, they're going to kick. Remember, because they said, if you don't leave, then they're going to kick all of us out, and this is our home, and we have nowhere to go. And then, to me, you made a decision, well, then I'll leave so that they don't get kicked out. I guess it is kind of, maybe I didn't, it's only like a sentence, and I did put my own little thing on it, but you can clarify.
Well, yeah, like I said, we can workshop this as much as you want. The exact line that I had written was, his parents did their best to cope, but soon friends stopped visiting, people stopped helping them out, and they stopped becoming welcome in pubs, markets, and schools. Eventually, this wore his parents down, and when Kade turned 15, he was outcast from his home and village. Now, the thing is that line kind of described Kade, because Kade, basically, the road he took after all of that was based on a hate for people, including his parents. That doesn't really fit with yours, so... Well,
what I wanted was that there to be that story, but then this alternate story that you could only see through the vision that I gave you. It wasn't necessarily a vision in my head. It was like, he's going to find out this extra story, and his parents weren't actually that as bad as maybe he thought. Because the way I wrote it is like, the town said, get out of here, we don't want your kind, and your parents are the only reason why you were able to stay. They kept fighting for you, and then eventually got to the point where they're like, well, if you're not going to get rid of them, then you can go as well. And then you had to go. And I didn't want to say you said, well, I'm leaving, but regardless, you left, either you were booted out or you left on your own accord, but it's still a very courageous thing to do because you were on your own.
I think that we can make
at
this
15.
work. Yeah, I think that we can make this work, and all I'll say is maybe what happened is, the straw that broke the camel's back happened, whatever. His parents basically said, get out, in like some fight that they all had. And then maybe, like a day after Kade was gone, they completely regretted their decision.
Yeah, or maybe your father told you to get out, but the only important thing that I wanted in there is that your mother tried to do something that maybe you're not 100% sure of, but maybe there was some remorse there, or maybe she was just like, well, I want a kid, so I'm gonna. You don't know exactly, and I want those mixed feelings to be there.
Yeah.
So
then what we'll say is Mom kind of idled in her response. She didn't kick me out, but she also didn't stop Dad from kicking me out. Dad kicked me out, and then they both kind of.
These are old times. When Dad puts his foot down, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure that it fits in with the backstory of the character, because like everything that Kade did from years 15 to 32 is like directly resulted in his hate for his parents. But it could have been one of those things where like they both were like remorse, full, and they were guilt stricken, and they tried to make up for it. But Kade never would have known that because he was gone.
Yeah, I don't care if your kid is a serial axe murderer. You still love that kid, and you still want them to be, you don't want them to be the freak that they are. Not that your character's freak, but Well,
then that all still works.
He was looking out for his wife, and he's like, "You have to go." Now, I didn't take it. I didn't see it as like he drop kicked you out of the village. I said you need to go, because if you don't, all three of us are going to get kicked out. So it's either you or all of us. And so that was kind of the talk. And
okay, well, like I said,
the village as a whole always wanted to outcast you. So
yeah, we'll kind of stick with that.
Well, we'll work it out. We don't need to discuss that right now. But
I think all of that works, except the only thing that I would maybe counter is that maybe Dad was a bit more aggressive than.
Sure. That's the only thing that's important to my story is what the mother did. So the father. That's why I didn't even have a really name for him. I just made up a name for him.
I'm totally fine. So that still makes sense. Kade is hearing, in his head, his dad saying, "Get out." You know what I mean? He's like kicking him out. So that's why Kade smashes his dad's headstone.
Yeah, and remember the bar scene that you saw earlier, where you were sitting at a bar as a child and your mother was playing with you, but your father was drinking.
Right. Yeah.
So he was, So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Steph, you're now alone with Oktook.
What did I miss?
You can react however you want. Kade is going to be gone for a little while because he's got some shit he's got to deal with.
Okay, so she kind of goes over to the tavern keeper. She's like, "Hey, do you need anything I can do for you? Need me to help you up, or?"
And he's kind of like got this like if you try to talk when you were in the middle of crying voice, he's like, I just need to be left alone.
Okay. All right.
Pulls out a flask from some random pouch, starts drinking it.
Okay. So I guess
if you want to try to find Kade, I mean, he's a huge dude. I'm sure he leaves some footprints that you might.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just like, come on, Oktook, we gotta catch up with Kade.
So here's the weird thing, Kade. As you're traveling through town, these people don't seem to really care that you're there. They aren't outcasting you at all. In fact, one of them will grab your hand and try and get you into this like ring around the rosy they're doing around the fire.
Okay.
Into the fire.
I mean, if I was playing your character, it would strike me as odd, but...
Yeah, no, it's definitely odd. And, again, Kade, he's done a lot of growing, especially recently, and he's trying to be good, but he's also, like, kind of hulked mode. So the person kind of grabs my hand to kind of bring me in, and, Kade's almost immediate reaction is, like, aggression, but he stops almost immediately and, kind of says, "No, thank you," and then just kind of keeps bolting. He's trying to be good.
Okay, well, first of all, one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to give you a action point for that whole scene. It was very, very well Very well roleplay. I enjoyed it very thoroughly.
I made my action point back.
So, yeah, so continue on. I just want to make sure I gave that to you before I forgot.
Okay, so Kade kind of breaks free of the town area. He's kind of at the perimeter of the town, and based on the map here, it's mostly surrounded by a lot of plains. So he's just kind of running through this field, almost a la the movie Powder. If you ever watched the end, like he's just distraught, just kind of like bolting.
And then he gets,
gets struck by lightning and disappears. No, he gets struck by lightning and then turns into one of the saints from the Boondock Saints. No,
Switch bodies with your dragon.
yeah. No, I mean he's just bolting. The little dragon's like barely holding on. You know,
Oh.
he's doing the best he can.
Grabbing onto your hairs. Right.
Yeah. He's just like he's got one hand on the shoulder and the rest of his body's just like flapping in the wind.
And he's just going.
Yeah.
So does it make sense now, like when you first came into town, why he was like playing with your dragon and he wasn't so surprised, but then he was surprised by the unicorn? Like
yeah, a little bit.
He was okay.
I'm still confused as to why the town doesn't care anymore, but that's.
Oh yeah, well you're not supposed to know the answer to that.
Yeah, and so Kade, I mean he's running for like minutes, like he's just not stopping, and eventually he just kind of collapses to his knees, you know, punches the ground, screams, you know, this whole thing, and then just kind of just sits there and just kind of like pants or whatever, and it's just kind of like.
And Vivian, you're chasing after him, but before you catch up to him, you're laying on the ground, and you'll see this like kneecap kneel on the ground next to you, and you hear this voice whisper into your ear. Is that all you've got?
Kade kind of looks confused for a second, and he goes, "What?"
You look up and you see it's a very odd figure. It is like you see the legs and the knees, and then the torso is kind of blurry, and then you see an outline of a face, and it seems like it's almost like struggling to exist, like where it is right now.
My fucking mom.
And it says, "Welcome home, son." No, it does not say that.
You were always a disappointment.
It says, well, I thought you had more than that in you.
And Kade is still.
I'm not good at voice acting. The voice is very deep and shallow. Like it's very hollow in its sound, and it's deep, and it does not sound peaceful at all.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, you definitely didn't voice act at all. I was very confused.
No, I'm not a good voice actor. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to make it worse.
Okay, well, then I need you to be like the Alcor, and I need you to say.
That's why I was like, "Is that all you've got? Is that all you've got?" Like that's my go-to voice of anything.
Is that all you got?
And Kade is still confused. He goes, "What?" And he's. I guess I'm trying to like focus in on this shape. And do I ever get a good view of it?
Yeah, you see, like you look up, and this is what you see, and that's all you can see. And it says you.
Nothing popped up on my end.
No, I don't have I'm not showing you a picture of anything.
Oh.
Actually, here I can show you a picture.
I didn't know. You said you look up, and this is what you see.
Yeah, I was expecting it.
That's fine.
Oh, of what I described is what you see.
Oh, that's fine.
Fine.
I was just confused.
But I'm taking you back to River Run because I think that's where I pasted the picture at. Okay, this is the best picture I have. The ignore the wings.
Okay. Waiting. There we go. Oh, okay, interesting. This is interesting. Oh shit! I clicked off. Can you bring it up again?
Sure.
There it is. Okay.
Um.
Have I seen this before?
You know exactly by the voice who it is. This is clearly some form of Daikoth.
Okay.
He has many forms.
Okay.
He says.
And as soon as
well, let me finish what he says first. He says, "You will fail, but I'm not done having my fun with this game. You should have seen your face. Poor little boy. Poor little boy."
And Kade is almost like typically, he's a cocky asshole. Like he would spout off with this guy for days and days. But Kade is almost not like emotionally drained, but just kind of just like not even interested in having this pissing contest. Like he's just like fucking really now of all times. And Kade goes, "Oh, of course, it would be you. You really can't keep your eyes off me, can you?"
Indeed. You are my prize, after all. Watching you suffer is the most joy I've had in a long time.
Well, that's pretty sad.
It's like, you don't even understand the half of it. Do you even understand why I want to see you suffer?
Oh, I don't know, because you're a little bitch and it's the only thing that can get your jollies off.
He says, I'll give you a little longer.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
But let's just say, not everyone is who they seem.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Cryptic.
Yes, I'm sure even your tiny brain can figure it out, Dragonborn.
It wouldn't take any size brain to figure out the bullshit you concoct.
Oh, before I go, as he turns away and he walks away and he turns back around and he says, "Oh, by the way, I really do hope you will enjoy the shade that will be coming. This sun, it's so bright. It's bad for the skin."
I actually thought that he was gonna say, "You owe me one for that hand." He was gonna say, you better
He's
pay
like
me
holding
back.
his hand like, damn. No.
Yeah. He's holding the hand. He's like, "Do you have any idea how much this thing cost?" A lot. And then, as he says, so for the sun, hope you enjoyed the same, shade or whatever. And then Kade said, "Yeah, I kind of got used to living without it. I think I'll be okay with it for a little bit longer."
At that, he smiles. It looks like he's getting so much pleasure in all of this. As at this point, Vivian is approaching, and then he just keeps walking, and then all of a sudden, just kind of like his image just turns into mist, black mist, and fades away. As Vivian arrives at this point, Oktook's still way behind you, and he's like, "Hold up! You guys make me carry everything. Oh, so much weight.
I'm a rider, not a runner.
Still got a headache from the rock earlier."
Oh.
It's still in his head.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Kade. So she kind of like rushes over and she's like, "Hey, so, everything all right?"
Yeah, the unicorn's kind of nudging you as to help you get up.
he
knows.
pokes me with like the spear in the
Yeah,
side.
pokes you in the ass. You stand right up.
Yeah, it's just like, do you need help getting up? Are you good? Do you need a drink or 3 or 5?
I can get myself up, thank you.
Okay, no problem. So, that was a bit of a side quest, don't you think? So you think you got all the answers you need, at least for now?
Well, honestly, I don't know.
I'll go get AJ. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Apparently Daikoth finds this so funny, though.
Oh, well, did you have a vision of him, an interaction with him? Like, she kind of looks around, like, waringly, like, looking for any weird, shadowy figures or anything.
Honestly, I'm really not
Something.
that surprised. Seeing me in a time like this, I'm sure gave him a hard-on like he's never had before.
Roll me an insight. I should have had you roll this when he was talking, but better now. Better late than never. It's not like gonna change anything that happened. It's just to notice something.
Ooh, good insight.
Okay, never mind.
I think this might be the best I've rolled, like, ever.
You've got good rolls tonight.
Of course I did. Okay, so nothing happens with that insight? Like, that's a 22, man. It's pretty good.
A 22. Oh, I was looking at Vivian. Sorry, 22. Yeah. You notice that there was these slight hesitations in his voice when he was talking, and based on your crazy ass experience with insights and your criminal background, you've learned to read how people talk, and yeah, that's why when you said, like, oh, I've been rolling great tonight, and I was like, you just rolled a 10. What the heck? Anyways, but you notice the slight pauses in his voice, what means that he lacked confidence, which means that you might speak slightly gaining some ground.
Yeah.
So,
And then I fist bump my little dragon.
yeah.
Oh.
It's dead. He
Summer
snapped
slap.
its neck. No, I'm just kidding.
How many times am I gonna tell you, Jared? His little dragon fist hurts my big dragon fist. He gives
Yeah.
the best fist.
Pounds it, and it just swells up. to a
Yeah,
ball.
it like breaks my. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that cartoon when you get stung by a bee. It just goes like this
Yeah.
huge like.
Yeah, and then you stick
That's
it
what he
back
gives
in your Pokeball and put it away.
He's got the best fist bump.
I summon you. No, but yeah. But yeah,
Anyway.
your dragon's kind of like rubbing up against you like a cat, and it seems to be kind of whining, like it's like trying to comfort you because it knows you're sad.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I kind of like pet its little dragon head.
Oh. You're so cute.
Get
I
some
look
dragon
up.
boner.
I look up. I'm assuming it's probably nighttime at this point because it's it's been a
Yes,
whole...
it is. pitch dark.
Yeah, and
I look-
Vivian would like to suggest to stay at an inn.
Well, yeah, I look up at the moon, looking up at it all fucking heroic, introspective, and I get up to my feet and I put the little dragon on my shoulder and I look at Vivian and I'm assuming Oktook has caught up at that point, and I look at him and I just say, I don't know about you guys, but I think I could go for a bit of a drink.
Yeah, it's been one crazy day today. I'm up for that. How about you, Oktook? And turns out like Oktook is actually like farther away somehow.
He's already got
Like,
four.
he's still running-
He's got
He's
4
run-
drinks poured for you already. He's like, just let me get there. I'm still.
We like look over like, how about you, Oktook? And he's just like picking at the stone in his like head. He's not even like paying attention.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, he's just completely lost, and he's chasing a butterfly. He doesn't know what's going on. But
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm going to keep this idea that Oktook has a rock like embedded in his skull forever.
yeah.
He doesn't even know.
That is part of that character now.
So you're like, I could sure go for a drink, and then you take a step, and your foot goes right through a random chair as it breaks. Really? And then the credits roll. No.
And then there's like a little chair that the lizard dragon tries to sit on. And
It's got a little lizard chair stuck to it. Oh, awesome.
that's great.
That was great. Oh man, I gotta give you an action point for that. That's awesome. All right. Anyways, so we'll wrap it up here. I do want to wrap it up on it with something a little bit more dramatic than that. Okay, so Corilla engulfs in flames. No.
Okay, so the moon. Listen here, the moon.
Oh, you're getting close. No. So as you're walking back, we're gonna say that the moon is to the east, even though I don't know if that's correct, but it doesn't matter because it's my continent. I can see the moons wherever the hell I want it to be. As you're looking and you're walking back to Corilla for your drink, and you look at the moon, you see and you squint. All of you squint, and you look, and it looks like there's something like moving behind it. And upon further look, it looks like it's the edge of something red, and then you continue to look.
Is it
and-
Santa
and
Claus?
you see what looks like something familiar as you like change your angle, and it looks like the blood moon that you saw in the Shadow Realm is creeping up right behind it.
Oh my god.
Kade couldn't just have one nice night of drinking before again. Damn.
Shit got real.
And then
Over
like
there.
Kate goes off, and then it just cuts. to the
Yeah.
end of it.
The credits.
Yeah. It's like the ending of Dead Space
Ah,
3.
next time
The
on-
DLC. The many
Yeah.
moons invade Earth. Spoiler, I guess.
Yeah.
Kay's just like, son of next time on D.
So yeah, Daikoth is a well-traveled man, which we'll find out how he's able to do that later. But yeah, I just love making him randomly appear and just being a dick. I want everybody to loathe this man.
I was really hoping to have like sex with a hooker and everything before shit got real, but I
You're
guess.
getting ready to, but then Daikoth appears and says, "No, my hooker," and then takes her.
Damn it.
Now do
And
you
it's
hate
like,
him?
fine, I
No.
guess I'll just have to have Vivian. And then she's like, what?
No.
Cool shit, bro.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Ski.
That's all I
you
got.
got.
That was emotionally draining.
Good.
That's what I got.
Much more than you'll get from some video games. I'm not gonna say all of them, but
Suck it, The Last of Us.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to say that like when they rest in the inn, like we all regained our hit points. I'm just pointing that out.
hey, you haven't gotten to the end yet. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Okay.
Oh, you guys are actually going to level up, which means you're going to regain all your hit points and then
Oh,
some,
okay. Level up.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Jared,
Level.
Yes.
I have a horn that summons 3 undead skeletons. Can I have my little dragon fight it to get better at fighting?
You can do whatever you want, man. Remember, you don't
Okay,
need to
well-
ask me. If you have some crazy ass idea you want to do, just say, "Hey, by the way, I'm using my horn to summon these undead, and I want my dragon to fight them."
That's pretty
Okay.
much. We were talking about that earlier, and I was just like, I want my dragon to train by fighting the undead that I summon with my horn. So
Just-
during our little break while we're leveling up, I want him to do that. So.
Okay, just out of game, just so you know that your dragon's only going to level up with your levels of guardian, which you are not. You're still in training, I guess, if you will. So it's gonna stay the same for this level. But I mean, you
Okay,
can do
well-
whatever you want. I mean, for role playing purposes, it makes sense that you would train it. So
Yeah, well, I'm training my dragon, and that's how I do it.
Alright, it dies.
Shut up, Disney. Yeah.
That no. But yeah, so let me go ahead and do an outro here. So
Get
well,
us out of here.
I hope everybody enjoyed that. I know I did. It's been the Grunting Pixel,
Should we introduce ourselves?
and that has
Outro
been
to-
Steph. Guys, see you guys in the next one.